When things feel a bit chaotic, Instacart helps deliver milk and sausage. Add a little life to your cart. Get stuff from literally all your stores, from baby wipes to albacore. Add a little life to your cart. Instacart helps get your groceries. Your first 3 deliveries are free.
Download Instacart. Add life to cart. Terms apply.
Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention LOVE20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith from The Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to season 18, episode number 3979. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are the Men's Room. On tap today it is the random question. Your guess is as good as mine. Categories: the best food cities in America and STDs. We will play Profile This, plus headlines, Men's Room Shout of the Day, fun listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Clack, clack.
Drinking the drunk. All right, here we go. St. Louis woman takes her husband for a 5-mile drive on the hood of her car. Meanwhile, a drunk Wisconsin woman smashes into 4 cars and continues on at the bar. Iowa fireman sets 13 fires so he has something to do. Nebraska man makes local diner now a drive-through. And a motorist is fined after video shows his dog driving his car. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, I was born on March 22nd. No big deal, but I do share a birthday with William Shatner, J.J. Watt, and Reese Witherspoon, all of whom have done so poorly for themselves. Miles, you share a birthday with Oprah Winfrey, Adam Lambert, and the sexy Tom Selleck. His mustache, not quite the same age, that came later in life. Then there's the Ted Smith, sure, a day before Jesus, but the same day as Ricky Martin, Ryan Seacrest, and Lemmy Kilmister.
Lemmy, I know.
All right. And then there's our, did you know about the other 2?
I did.
Okay, so there you go. Ryan Seacrest and, Ricky Martin. And then there's our very own Mike Hawk, whose birthday is the same as Troy Aikman, Goldie Hawn, and Michael Strahan. I like to say his name the way he says it. Got to say it correctly. Now, obviously, everyone shares a birthday with someone, but usually not with 2 of your own siblings, unless you're triplets. Well, in Florida, a couple welcomed their 3rd daughter into the world last month on the exact same day as their other 2 daughters. So they have a newborn, a 2-year-old, and a 3-year-old, all born on September 2nd. And Mike, I see the look on your face. It is rare, but it's not unheard of. Family in Pakistan, and they do have the Guinness record on this, they all share the same birthday, okay? So the father, the mother, and their 7 children all share August 1st as their birthday. Those must be some massive birthday parties. That's a lot of gifts. And speaking of birthday gifts, a woman named Dorothy Hoffner, she gifted herself a skydive for her birthday. She always wanted to go skydiving, so she finally booked the trip. Should be noted, she booked this on her 100th birthday, and that was 4 years ago. So over the weekend, Dorothy, who is now 104, was certified as the oldest person ever to skydive, as she just went for another jump. The odd thing is, when she's not falling out of planes, she uses a walker. You do the math. Now, these are just some of the stories we've come across, stories that left us with many questions we'd like to ask you in the form of our random question, and this is how it works. You call us, we'll ask you a question that completes random. And after you share your story, we will share with you the news story that inspired said question.
To be a part of the big show, the Random Question, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo Stove Fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Getting older means a world of change, but some things still stay the same, like being at risk for type 1 diabetes, because type 1 can happen at any age. So screen it like you mean it. If just one person in your family has type 1, you're up to 15 times more likely to get it too. And 50% of type 1 diagnoses happen after the age of 18. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 diabetes starts long before you need insulin, and one blood test could help you spot it early and lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis, known as DKA. So don't get caught by surprise. Screen it like you mean it, because getting answers now can help you get prepared. The more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Talk to a doctor about how to get screened. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com, and screen it like you mean it.
At BECU, we're proud members of the 12 community. Jersey casual dress code on Blue Fridays, hoarse voices on Monday mornings, and flying that 12 flag every day of the week. We know how much 12s love to show their pride, because we do too. That's why we give our members a chance to show their 12 pride with every purchase. So join us and get the Seahawks Debit MasterCard from BECU, the official card of 12s everywhere. BECU, power in people. Membership required. Restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, but y'all, away we go. Welcome to Season 18, Episode number 3979. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. The exciting return of your guess is as good as mine. A couple of just winner categories there for you today.
All right.
The best food cities in America.
Just food in general.
This is not foodies. This is the best food cities in America.
All right. Okay.
I'm shocked by this list.
Like disgusted, shocked, or...
A little bit of all of it. I mean, I know there are good food cities in the United States. I just assumed a different order and how this was done. I can tell you this. If you like beer and wine, all right, the cheapest place to buy beer and wine in the United States of America.
Cheapest?
Cheapest. Brownsville, Texas.
That sounds about right.
All right. Gulfport, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Reno, Nevada.
Uh-huh.
Fresno, California, and Indy. Do you guys know the most expensive place in the United States where you can buy some beer and wine?
I'd say Seattle, Washington.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number one.
Uh-huh.
We live in the most expensive city if you enjoy beer or wine. Now, granted, I'm not the biggest wine fan in the world, but me and beer are friends. I'm just shocked by this. I'm like, New
And
York
liquor,
City.
right?
Dude, I mean, so like, I like those high noons, but in this state, because they're made with vodka, they charge like liquor prices. It's like, I can't afford to drink them.
Yeah, that's exactly it, man.
So we've got the best places for food in the United States of America. Then we have the 10 states with the highest STD rates.
Okay.
In the United States of America. So those are the two categories coming up.
Florida. I'm thinking Florida first. I'm thinking Utah
Florida,
might be last. Florida might be
Florida,
first.
not the top 10.
Really?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just the villages.
It's, yeah.
I mean, there's a spot in Florida that definitely is on the uptick.
I'm going to go ahead and just say I think my home state of Maryland will be on that list.
Well,
I have reason to believe that it should be.
Okay, West Virginia is not on the list.
That doesn't shock. Yeah, they should.
That's where I got all my STDs.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. West Virginia?
Yes.
You didn't save it for Maryland?
No.
Well, you were in college.
I got one in Maryland.
Okay. There you go.
One in Maryland.
There you go.
But I got more than that.
It's a parting gift.
Yeah.
I didn't have any,
different.
I didn't have any in Maryland, but I wasn't having sex.
Yeah, well, that's part of the
That doesn't
challenge.
matter. That doesn't matter. My roommate Chad gave me crabs.
All right.
Well, I mean, his girlfriend.
Right.
Gave him crabs, and he's one of those guys that, like, what towel's the driest? I'll use that one.
Oh, no, man.
So, you go in there, and he didn't hang his up, but he used yours because you did. And
then that goes crabs.
Those two wet towels in the bathroom. Like, man, his is all crumpled up. Mine is somewhat folded back up, like he didn't expect me to figure it out.
Right.
Still soaking wet with this crab juice. So either way, that's how I got
this crab juice.
Yeah, Jesus.
Well, it's what
It just sounds horrible, dude.
it's worse when you have them, and you realize that you got them, and you realize also, I didn't have sex to get these. It's one thing.
Right.
It's
At
one
least
thing.
earn your STD.
Earn
right?
my keep.
Exactly. Someone says you have herpes. I never had sex. Sucks for you.
Yeah,
but at
it's
least
like-
if you had sex,
it's
you
like-
go, all right.
It's like two white cars driving fast. One's driving slow, and I get pulled over, but I wasn't speeding.
Right.
They just mistake the cars, Same thing. It's like I got the ticket, but I didn't do anything to get it. So we got your guess is as good as mine coming up. As we do Monday through Friday, you get more Men's Room exclusively on the Odyssey app. Please join us for the Men's Room Happy Hour and episode number 473. Had a great weekend. I got a chance to get out of town. Went up to Everett at Tony V's for Ryan Castle's 20th anniversary party last night. So we'll go over some props for the weekend. Of course, we also have the Seahawks on tonight. So it's exciting.
So you won't be listening.
Let's go.
Monday Night Football. If you hear us just being distracted toward the end of the show, you'll know that we're quietly either hopefully celebrating or in misery, depending on the game.
Right.
What else do we have for you today? Oh, we have a chance for you to win tickets to see the Foo Fighters. Now, much like Metallica, this show is not till next year.
Good Lord.
It is, I want to say it's August the 18th at T-Mobile Park.
August 18th.
Almost a little under a year.
And Metallica is what, next September or something?
Next Labor Day.
That's going to be a hell of a
This Labor Day.
It's going to be a hell of a stretch.
The next Labor Day coming up.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm saying we already passed this one.
But at least Foo Fighters are putting this out within the next 365 days.
They are doing that, where Metallica was 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, it's going to be a good stretch of shows when it gets here. So we have your tickets for you to see the Foo Fighters. And what we've got is a code word. So Taryn's got one coming up tonight. Ryan Castle had one. BJ and Miggs, when they made the announcement, they have one. So all day long, your chance to win a pair of tickets. They told us, here's what we need to do. We need to give out the secret word and pick a time for that. So what we decided was at 4:20 today.
Ooh, I like that time.
We will give you the secret word, and then you text that word into 206-803-ROCK for your chance to win tickets to see the Foo Fighters as they come to town. T-Mobile Park, Sunday, August the 18th. At least it's not a Monday night show.
That is a good point.
It's still brutal on Sunday night trying to get your ass in here.
But it's better than Monday night.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it depends on what you're doing. Like, I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for a change on a Monday.
All right.
Because the Hawks are playing Monday Night Football.
So you saved yourself.
Yeah, correct.
I understand, man.
Tomorrow's going to suck.
I know the game.
So I'm saying, like, you're right. If it was on a Monday night, I'd probably stay home on August the 17th and turn it up. It's like, all right, screw it.
Yeah. So the secret word of 420 for your chance to win tickets to see the Foo Fighters. Yeah, what else do we have for you? Oh, yes. Today's the day that we do our random question. 206-803-ROCK.
Random.
Hello, Franco. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello. Hola. Franco, welcome to the program. Random question.
Is Franco a nickname or is that your actual name, Franco?
Correct.
So it's Franco. The only other Franco I've heard is Franco Harris.
Franco-American.
And when I was a real little kid, I thought his last name was O'Harris, like some Irish dude or something. I'm like, oh, his name's actually Franco. Is Franco-American still a thing?
Yeah.
SpaghettiOs.
For some reason, I get
Is that
them
Chef Boyardee or
Boyardee makes
Franco-American?
it.
I think
Franco-American.
Chef Boyardee makes all like the mini raviolis,
Right,
this,
they
that.
do that.
But I'm beefaroni. But I'm almost positive their big selling point is like, hey, we got SpaghettiOs.
Franco-American.
All right, Franco, let's go with this. How did you break a bone? What bone did you break?
Okay, my left tibia and fibia at the ankle playing football in Spain.
In Spain?
Like tackle football or like soccer?
No, active duty, just on service playing catch with some guys. A guy rolled over my foot. I heard both bones break.
Oh, God.
So how long was that recovery period?
Complete about a year. About a cast I got maybe, I don't know, 6 weeks.
Okay.
Now walking at 3 months.
But, so you're in the military, and obviously your leg is now a bum leg. So what kinds of things do they have you do now? Are you
They
like
can't be happy.
paperwork?
They can't
or-
be happy with you, right?
You mean now, or at that moment now?
At that moment.
Oh, I go on limited duty, come back stateside, do a job, and go about my business. Navy. CBC.
All right.
I thought for sure, like, when you say football injury and it broke 2 bones in the leg, like, oh, dude, where'd you play? You were playing catch on base. You know, I thought it'd be like high school, college, something like that. That is.
I broke my ankle playing football.
I can believe that.
But I think that's better than twisting your ankle. I think the healing process
I
is
dislocated
quicker.
my knee playing football first time.
I broke my ankle sledding.
I broke my toe playing tag.
What?
Yeah.
You can't really do anything about a broken toe, though.
You really can't. Not a damn thing. It just turns purple.
I like how it went from like, broke this playing sports to like sledding to tag. I was about to be like, I fell off my balcony.
I fell into the ball pit once and poked my
But you
eye.
didn't break any bones.
I mean, no. I kind of cracked my skull.
Yeah, well,
but you're right. No bones.
I mean, you didn't have a cast on top of your head.
I did not.
I've never seen that.
I've never seen that move.
I think you. Well,
like a baseball cap.
You've seen people with like a head wrap when they get like a big cut on their head.
I've seen people with
Yeah,
those braces
yeah.
for their necks where it looks like, you know, all
Oh, God, all the things coming out.
But that's not a broken head. That's like something with your spine.
That's your neck, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you got the, that's terrifying looking stuff.
Raise me asked, how did you break a bone? This is a doozy. The Asian Games, which is a multi-sport event held every 4 years, runs through Sunday, but one official might be knocked out of this year's competition for good after one matchup in the Chinese city turned horrifying. A 62-year-old man was sitting on a chair outside of the netting of the hammer throw.
Oh, God.
That is an event involving a 16-pound metal ball attached to a grip with a wire. When the hammer, thrown by Kuwait's Ali Zenkawi, flew out sideways and low to the right, smashing into his leg. Now, he could be seen grimacing and swaying, with blood shooting out of the wound. As the man who threw it, Ali ran over to help him. Now, the athlete, he basically did a tourniquet on his leg with his hands. So he gripped him above the wound.
And just tried to keep it closed.
And tried to keep, because the blood was pouring out of here. They eventually got him off to the hospital. Later found to have suffered a broken leg from the impact.
Damn.
Clearly, he now has vital signs, and he is stable. But the man who threw it still went to the hospital to apologize. The two men posed for a photo together.
I'm sure the guy in the hospital was real happy to do that.
After I got to him, I discovered a slit in his trousers and saw blood pouring from the leg, and I knew it was broken. By the way, he came in 8th in the event. Thank God the hammer hit the ground before it hit his leg. Reuters notes that the accident, the commentators on Chinese social media complained there should be better safety protocols for the hammer throw. The netting is designed to hang loosely to keep the hammer from bouncing back at the athletes, but the power and velocity of the flying metal ball means the netting can only slightly cushion the hammer's flight, not stop it from hitting someone on the other side.
It's a 16-pound metal ball that someone has swung in circles and thrown. I was worried about, like, javelin, right? Because you have these guys that, you know, they're marking where your javelin lands, and it always shocked me that they tend to stand closer to where I believe the javelin's going to land than I think they should.
Okay.
It's happened.
Has it?
There's like a famous one, yeah. I don't know if it was an Olympics or like a qualifying thing, and like the javelin just sticks into the dude.
Oh, God.
Because you're right. Like, I
Where
don't know
they
if
hit
you-
him, do you know?
I want to say it hit him like in the back shoulder, like right shoulder, because I think he was still marking it. And I don't know if the javelin thrower went too early or he didn't move quick enough. But I mean, it definitely like pegged him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now, when you have a hammer, whether it's an athletic hammer or an actual hammer, why is it so important to put the weight of the hammer on there? Isn't there a bar in Georgetown called the 9-pound hammer?
Yeah, 9-pound hammer.
Why do I need to know it's 9 pound? What if it was a 4-pound hammer? Why do I
right, different job.
Maybe it's a 16-pound hammer. I mean, why do you always go say the pound of the hammer? Like,
I think
what's
so
your
you
hammer?
know what it's used for.
2-pound hammer? What do you got?
Well, I got the standard 9-pounder.
9-pounder?
Well, I got 2 of them now.
You have a 9-pound hammer?
That's too heavy.
I was going to say, man, I feel like if your hammer were 9 pounds, you would know that it's 9 pounds.
You get like a pound hammer.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I've never weighed it.
Wasn't there a beer called a 9-pound law?
Maybe.
I don't know. The Georgetown Brewing.
I got like 4 hammers at home. Now I want to go home and check the weight of my hammer.
Exactly.
I never cared before
stand
this
on my
moment.
scale and just like hold the hammer. Take the hammer off.
Random.
I'll let you know tomorrow, Miles.
Okay.
4 hammers, the weight of each one.
I just assumed that was a standard hammer weight.
What, 9 pounds?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like that would be real heavy for your average
And at
hammer.
what point does a hammer become a mallet?
I think that is about the part that does the striking.
Could you have a
so I have a
9-pound?
mallet at home, but it's like that hard rubber or plastic kind of thing.
That's a 9-pound rubber hammer.
Yeah, it's a 9-pound rubber.
More of the random question coming up. 206-803-ROCK.
Therapy is known to be extremely helpful. But have you ever tried eavesdropping on someone else's problems? Listen to the new podcast, Say More with Dr. Sheila, starring Amy Poehler as the world-renowned self-proclaimed couples therapist.
My mother will come over when she says she will. Knowing that she's always going to be there is really nice for me because I don't have to make my own cereal.
Listen to Say More with Dr. Sheila on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
It is random question 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Robert. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola. Robert, welcome to the program. Random question. Okay. Let's go with this one. What would you say is the strangest or pettiest reason that you have broken up with someone or they have broken up with you?
Ooh. I was married twice. The second time,
okay,
I broke up with her to get her back for breaking up with me.
You married the same woman twice?
Yes, sir.
So wait a minute. So did you go into the second marriage with the same woman knowing you were going to bring it to an end just to get back at her?
Not at all, but it just happened.
Okay.
So what exactly happened the first time around that led to you guys going your separate ways?
Drugs.
Okay, fair enough.
On your side
Not on
or
my
her?
end.
Okay, so that was
On
on
her side.
And then she cleaned up.
Yep.
You get married again. Do you do the whole
did.
big wedding thing, or do you go like
just keep it a little?
Yeah, just fly away someplace and do it on a beach.
Well, it was on a beach, but it was in Gig Harbor. It was a whole big wedding thing.
So the second one was a big wedding too.
Yes.
How many people from the first wedding attended the second wedding?
0, maybe 2.
Okay.
Family.
All right. Okay, that's a tough sell.
So why did you?
It is.
So why did you break up the second time?
I figured I owed her one.
That's the whole thing.
I mean, there must have been something more than just revenge.
No, yeah, for sure. But, when it comes right down to it, I was like, no, I'm walking out this time. Screw you.
All right.
Okay, so things are coming to a head, and you just wanted to beat her to the punch this time around.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
And,
how long were you married?
I don't regret it. Oh, sorry.
So how long were you married the first time, and then how long were you married the second time?
7 years.
Damn. Well, you tried to hang in there.
Yeah, the 7-year itch. It's a true thing.
So how many years or how much time were you guys separated in between your first and second marriage?
Ooh, let's see. 2000, 5 years.
Damn it.
Okay, so
you
you
guys made it 7. You're almost there.
You guys, so you guys dated other people in between.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
In different places, and then just one day we met each other again, and foolish error. But what's up, Kyle?
That's all right.
So, how long were you guys together before you got married the first time?
4 years.
So that's what's 11. So that's 16. So 23 years. You invested time with this woman, essentially. Married her twice in that time, and now you're not together.
True fact.
That is
Never
impressive.
been happier.
Do you still talk to her?
Oh, yeah. We get along great. You know, kids, not our kids, but family, still family. We get along fine.
Sometimes you just can't be with someone. Like, the way for us to get along is to be apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, there was a baby shower for my daughter, and my wife went down there and sat with my ex-wife and my ex-wife and my ex-girlfriend.
Wait, run that by me
So now,
again.
wait a minute. Are you married a third time?
It's a fourth time, but yes.
So you're currently on your third wife, but fourth marriage.
True. That's true.
How long have you been married to wife number 4?
1.1 years.
1.1 years. So you got about another 6 years before that comes to an end.
Now, how's that going?
But wait, how long were you married to wife number 3?
Number 3 and number 2 were the same wife.
Okay, so how long were you in your first marriage then?
I was 18. That lasted about 3 months.
Okay.
And she is
had
the
a baby.
Yeah,
and
she's
it
the mom of your
didn't work
daughter. Okay.
out. Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, that's young too.
Why are you always getting married, man? When you could date somebody for a long time.
Yeah, I know. What's wrong with me?
We don't know.
All right, well, that's fair.
Hey, as
That's a
long as
fair
you
answer.
recognize
Yeah,
it.
all right.
If you admit that you have a problem, you're on your way.
Yeah.
I do drink too much. Give me another bottle of Jack.
So he was married, and I get it, 18. No guarantees that's going to last, but so you got married. And then you marry a woman for 7 years, and you break up, marry her again, and then divorce her again, and you chose to get married
Again, yes.
I mean, look, even if you love this woman to death, I think at that point I would tell her, look, man, we can cohabitate for the rest of our lives, but I'm not going to marry you. There's no way.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was a Reddit discussion about the pettiest reasons that you've ever broken up with someone.
All right.
The pettiest reasons. I'm trying to think what would be petty.
Usually chicks broke up with me,
I was gonna
and
say
they
the same
had
thing.
good reasons.
Yeah.
It wasn't petty. It's like, you suck. It's like, you're right, dude.
Well,
I
sometimes,
know.
too, you can think of, like, I don't know of, like, a serious relationship, but sometimes there's just a petty reason if you've only been out a few times.
Right. And kind of like what actually, last night we're at Castle's thing. And one thing that my wife says when she goes to these events, so it's both an 884 the last night of Tony V's, she's like, all the listeners come up and they just barrage her with questions related to stories that we've told on air. Keep in mind, my wife's known all three of us a very, very long time at this point, 20, 21 years or whatever. So she's like, they always ask me this. And I was like, yes, it is true. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. And then I heard one woman say to her, why are you still with him? I'm like, that's okay. That's a fair question.
A little much.
Little much. Well, she looked kind of, because my wife's like, look, it's all true. And then half of the stories they tell you, they can't tell you the whole story. I was there to witness some of them. And like, you don't want to know. She's like, yes, it's true.
Yep. So there was a discussion on Reddit about the pettiest reasons you broke up with someone. Here are some of the highlights.
All right.
Her voice was like Minnie Mouse, and I just couldn't take it.
That's I had a friend who broke up with I'll leave it.
Weird laugh, weird voice.
It was a laugh. It was this very specific laugh. And look, I didn't date her, but I remember the first time I heard this woman laugh, I just shot him a look like, do you live with the? You know what I mean?
Was this in this area?
Maybe.
Okay, all right. Okay.
But God almighty. Like, you don't want to make her, she was real nice. I just never wanted to make her laugh because when she laughed, it's like, please stop.
My cat said hello to her.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yeah. Then if you think so, then
okay.
I know that's not why they broke up, but I was like, man. But
it's just,
they were kind of okay not to hear that laugh anymore. Like, if nothing else, they never really talk smack on her, but they're like, yo, man, but seriously, like, it was cool not to have to listen to her laugh. And she's one of those people, like I said, she was real positive, so everything made her laugh, which generally is something I like, but man, her laugh, it's just like, I wish you weren't so happy. And I know
tough,
that sounds
right?
bad.
It's like that whole episode. There was a whole storyline, I want to say, on Friends, right?
All right.
He was dating a woman named Janice, who I believe was Fran Dresser. But like every time they were like, we just can't deal with that laugh. Because hearing people laugh, right? Even old people, kids, normal, like, it's generally good when you hear people laugh, but there is the very few where you're like, that's too much.
Right. Now, I had a buddy in Annapolis, and he was a corporate lawyer. And his wife was also one of these. I think she was a D.C. lawyer, like a government lawyer, but they were both lawyers. Blah, 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 blah. She went to Duke or whatever.
All right.
One of those type things. She was very beautiful, very nice. He decided he could not stand the lawyering job anymore. Even though he went to school, he was like, you know what? The hell with this. I'm going to open up a bar restaurant with my buddy. They opened up a bar restaurant. It was incredibly successful. Very, very successful.
All right.
They were killing it, making a ton of money. He made more money doing that. I mean, he worked more hours. He was one of those hands-on
but he
owners.
liked what he did.
He opened up another location. It boomed at the beach. Like they were on fire. They went down to Richmond. They opened up another one of these restaurants. And eventually this thing became a chain of about 10 different restaurants. They were all doing very well. They basically did chicken wings and sandwiches.
All right. That's all you need.
At the height of that. So
all right.
That's what they did. She broke up with him because she didn't want to tell people, according to him, that she was married to a bar owner.
Oh, come on. I mean, come on.
And her parents were like this hoity-toity, government old money, and they wanted their daughter to be married to either a lawyer or a doctor.
But even though you have 10 successful franchises of a chain that look, it's one thing to say I'm a manager of McDonald's, but also go, and also I founded it and we're nationwide.
Right.
Or even just I own it.
Right, exactly. Come on. Because she didn't want to say, I would love to say I'm married to a bar owner. I would love.
Dude, the bar is cool and it's still in operation and it's still successful and it's still.
Does he still own it?
Yes. I mean, he owns, well, I don't know how many of the other locations he owns and as a whole, but he's got a piece of every one of them. So he's got other investors in other cities who wanted to buy into his product. So like one guy in Richmond, or might be like two guys that he's partners with there.
Okay. All right.
In the bar and at the beach, maybe there's one other guy. And
all right.
You know what I mean? So he's got a little bit, but the one in Annapolis, he owns it with his buddy, and I'm sure they're square. Here's another. My cat said hello to her, and she did not say hi back.
Dude, okay. I'm going to go ahead and say the problem is you.
A woman broke up with a guy who had allergies because she considered that a sign of weakness.
Pansy.
You can't.
Here's another one.
Actually, I can't be around him.
This might be weird for some people. It's weird for me, but it wouldn't be a breakup point. He slept in socks. They were ankle socks, and he specifically brought an extra pair just to sleep in.
All right, so he's keeping it clean.
I mean, it's weird, but that would not be a deal breaker. I would just find it kind of peculiar.
Yeah. On a first date, a woman said, "Excuse me, I have to go tinkles." That was enough for a breakup, and now we're getting a second date.
These I kind of understand.
It depends.
I've definitely been on a first or second date, and like just the conversation, I'm just like, oh, there's no way we could really date.
I mean, it depends. If Tinkles is always your go-to, then I don't know if it's a deal breaker, but it would drive me absolutely nuts.
I got a Tinkles.
Yep. A woman was.
God damn it, you're 30.
A woman
you
was.
Gotta pee, woman.
A woman was just way too into her horse. Quote: "If a woman has a horse in her dating profile, you will never, ever, ever be more important than the horse."
I agree. Yeah.
Horse girls scare me.
Yep.
But I've never dated one. I just think they're kind of wild.
She ate her peas one at a time.
Oh, my God.
But did not do it with corn. So I thought that was weird.
Wait, so if she could do both one at a time, he's okay with that. Just be consistent.
One woman says a guy asked for a water cup at a fast food place, but then he used it to steal soda from the machine. It was while they were on a date, apparently, and she just assumed that he was cheap.
Yeah, it seems a little cheap.
Let me get that water cup.
And finally, on the reasons you broke up with someone that was petty, his mouth was shaped like a trapezoid when he talked, and I couldn't unsee it.
Okay, yeah, if you can't unsee a physical thing, that's bad. I will say, one of the hottest chicks I've ever known in my life, worked with her at like 3 different restaurants. Her name was Lauren, and I mean, complete smoke show. She's one of those, like, this is not your opinion. She is factually hot. Mm-hmm. But she was from Brooklyn. She sounded like she was from Brooklyn. And, dude, not that I ever had a chance, not that I ever tried, but it was just this smoke show would walk up. Yeah, I put the order in for table 87s. How long is it going to take? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, that is what she sounded like. And I'm like, dude, So she dated a buddy of mine, a guy named Ethan. They dated for quite a while, but I'd always ask him about it. He's like, nah, man, it's not that bad. I'm like, yes, it is. And the fact that you say it's not that bad means it is precisely that bad. And he wasn't the kind that really kiss and told, but he just said, bro, you haven't heard anything until you're here in the bedroom. He's like, it's like having sex with a cab driver. He's like, give it to me hard, and you know what I'm putting. He's like, it's like you just kind of put it out of your mind. But
Lauren, huh?
Yeah, so she liked the pillow talk. He's like, but man, with the Brooklyn accent, it was a bit much. She was hot.
I like that.
Oh, yeah, he was like, dude, seriously.
You can put on that.
Yeah.
Could you?
I kind of like it. Like, I don't know.
What
like,
accent could you
Like,
not
you like
take?
the Rosie Perez. That's not really
Correct.
Brooklyn, but it's
She's kind of everything.
Yeah. Right, that's
Puerto Rican
New York.
and Brooklyn.
I mean, right, like, I don't know. Maybe it is the Rosie Perez effect. Because I've always had a soft spot for, like, New York Puerto Ricans.
Oh, because you saw her nipple in a bathtub, correct?
They were on a bed. He was rubbing an ice cube over it.
Oh, my bad.
But it's a pivotal scene in my life.
You're right. Okay.
I'm trying to think of accents that would really turn me off. I don't know. That's a tough one. Like, I love the Southern accent. I think it gives women bonuses.
Sure.
Like, I've also definitely hung out in a sports bar before and, like, was like, man, this woman's a smoke show. And then, like, the next few times we hung out, she wasn't in sports gear. And I was like, I don't know if I care.
Yeah, she's all right. I don't think I probably could not take the Indian accent. That one would just bug me, I think.
Yeah.
Like, if that's what I had to hear all the time, like,
Maybe like a real bad, like, Cockney accent.
Come on, Teddy, Dad. All right.
Well,
Like
the Southern
Climb into
accent.
bed with me, will ya?
The Southern accent's kind of charming in its own way.
It is.
The
definitely charming.
British accent.
It can't, but
But
that's
it's
the
not
difference.
this one.
Is it London
yeah.
British or is it the Cockney British? Because that's two real different things.
Pull my hair.
Pull my hair, will you, Teddy? Okay, that a boy.
My ass. Jolly good.
Being told you're jolly good in the sack. It just kind of, ow, you're jolly good at the rogering.
Jolly good.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would take that.
I mean,
yeah, you're jolly good. Like, is that good or bad?
It's good. It's good. You're jolly.
You're jolly good.
Trying to invade this small country.
Little Ted gave me a right rogering last night. Isn't that right, Ted?
The Australian accent, though, was awesome.
Yeah, I'm in. But I feel like men and women, like some chicks I know, their GPS, they've changed it to the Australian accent.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll be in the car, and I'm like, who the hell is that? And like, dude, I don't know. It's just an Australian accent, and I like it. And they're more prone to listen to the directions.
It can be good. It can also not be good.
What, the Australian?
Yes. There's a wrestler that's big in the WWE right now. She is insanely attractive. Her name is Rhea Ripley. When she talks, I can't do it.
Can you pull up some audio?
I'll try.
I want to hear that. I mean, generally
She's
speaking.
just all the way down here.
Well, she's also
okay.
She is a big woman.
She's a big woman. No doubt about it.
Like, I'm scared of her.
So is it that she's a deep voice or the Australian? Because listen, you could have a sexy Southern accent, and I don't know if your voice is that deep. Wow,
That's what I'm saying.
Jesus, dude.
She's like a power lifter and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, Mike, I can see what. Maybe you're not into that one. Hello,
Again, insanely attractive.
hello, Emmett.
Can I carry you into the bedroom?
Hello, Emmett. Welcome to the men's room.
Jesus.
Hola, bitches.
Hey, welcome to the program. Random question. Let's go with this one. Who do you share a birthday with?
I share a birthday with several people. Let's see here. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Joseph Stalin, Ray Liotta.
That is a good three.
I like that.
Yeah.
Joseph Stalin.
Terry Byron from the Mythbusters, and I think Tom Cruise.
All right.
Oh, all right. I like that. You're not sure about Tom Cruise, but you know Joseph Stalin. That is an interesting mix of people.
Okay.
Do I share a birthday with?
And when is your birthday?
December 18th.
All right, it's coming up. How old are you going to be?
I will be 27.
Okay. All right. You're a youngin'.
So Joseph Stalin. Always start with that one. I think that's the good one.
Reason we asked who do you share a birthday with, a Florida couple welcomed their third baby girl born on the same day as their other daughters. Our mouths dropped. According to Dad Jerry Turner, 33 years old, we were like, it's happening all over again. We were at the hospital. The doctors kept telling us that they never heard of a case like this ever before in Ocala, or for that matter, anywhere. And that is true. The hospital confirmed it to Fox News. We celebrated the extraordinary when our team delivered the Turner family's third child in 4 years. All three children share the same birthday.
That is
according
insane.
to
That is
wild.
hospital.
That's nuts.
That is nuts.
Random.
Hello, Cheyenne. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
All right, Cheyenne, let's see here. Cheyenne, you spent some time in the doctor's office, I'm sure. Let's see here. Let's go with this one. What is the weirdest thing a doctor has ever said to you? What is the weirdest
one more
thing?
time?
What is the weirdest thing a doctor's ever said to you?
Probably, like explaining to me what a catheter was when I was 9, and I had no idea what was going on until it happened.
How do you explain to a 9-year-old what, like a penis straw? Like, how do they explain this to you?
Like, just, we got to take a look at your bladder, and this is how we got to do it. They didn't really explain anything else.
Did you want them to, looking back?
Oh, no. I never thought I would feel the pain of burning acid down there, but I did that day.
I don't believe that I've ever had one while awake.
Like, I did once, and it was just that we had to keep it in for 24 hours after surgery. I won't go through the whole farting penis story again, but it's weird because when a catheter's in, and I don't know if this is true for women, but as a guy, you constantly feel like you're peeing, right? Like, so you have to
that's
pull
a
the
weird
sheet.
sensation.
It's the sensation you have when you pee is exactly, at least for me, what it felt like to have the catheter in. So I have to keep pulling the sheet back to see if I'm peeing or not, because I had like a little bottle for me to pee in or whatever. Right. So I'm buzzing the nurse like, hey, because I did not know it'd be there, okay? And I understand what a catheter does, and I understand why it is there. But when you come out of surgery and you're awake and your alertness is starting to come back, you don't expect to see a tube in your penis, right? So I throw back the blanket, pretty much freaked out because it's so much wider than your urethra. You know what I mean? So you're like, how did they get it in there? It's tapered. But I buzzed the nurse, and I'm like, you've got to get this out of me. She said, is it hurting you? I said, it is freaking me the F out. It doesn't hurt at all. I'm just, I don't understand what I'm seeing, and I don't like it. She said, look, you got to keep it there for 24 hours. I'm like, fine. And me and her did not get along, but I remember when she pulled it out, because when she pulled it out, there's a little bit of a sting at the very end. She took so much pleasure in that. Because I remember because she's pulling it out, and there's maybe 4 inches that you don't see that's inside of you. And then when it gets to the tapered tip, that's where the sting is. And I always remember she was looking down at the job she's doing. And at the point she knew it would sting, keep in mind, I did not know it was going to sting. I remember she made direct eye contact with me and just pulled out that last little bit. And it's like, and that just satisfied her. Made her whole day.
Yeah.
I hate that woman.
Well, they asked a bunch of people.
I did. We hated each other.
What the weirdest thing a doctor has ever said to you as a patient? And here are a few of the answers.
Hang on, I've told this story, but when I had that giant hematoma growing off me from the sledding accident, the craziest thing I've ever heard is, "No, I'm not your doctor. I just want to look at it."
Oh God, I don't even work here.
Right? So what was it? I gotta see it.
Cool.
Jesus. Here are a few. A doctor randomly asked, "Are you okay with your face being so asymmetrical?" The person said they never noticed, but now they can't unsee it. A nurse was putting an IV in and said, "Don't worry, I used to be a heroin addict. I'm good at this."
Jeez, man.
Yeah. Here's a good one. Middle-aged guy had back pain, and his doctor said, "Well, yeah, you're tall." So he asked, "Am I going to end up being a hunched-over 90-year-old?" And the doctor laughed and said, "You're not going to see 90.
I got your blood work right here,
Here's
brother.
one for you. A doctor asked a guy if she could show people pictures of his tonsils because they were, quote, the most disgusting thing she'd ever seen. Someone thought they had the flu. The doctor walked in the room, eating a bowl of cereal, and said, "Do you know what AIDS is? It's a virus and there's no cure. But you have a different virus. It's much more treatable." Someone went in for an STD check. The doctor listed every possible disease before saying, "Yeah, you don't have any of those." And a woman didn't recognize her old gynecologist when he walked up to her at a store, so a little too loudly he said, "I'll give you a hint. Last time I saw you, your ankles were in the air."
Oh, damn.
And a doctor told a woman her metabolism was so low she'd do real well in an apocalypse. Wow. More of the Random Question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1, it's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2, your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3, Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card, tap for transit, and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.
When things feel a bit chaotic, Instacart helps deliver milk and sausage. Add a little life to your cart. Get stuff from literally all your stores, from baby wipes to albacore. Add a little life to your cart. Instacart helps get your groceries. Your first 3 deliveries are free.
Download Instacart. Add life to cart. Terms apply.
Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention LOVE20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
Hey, it's Mike Hawk. Want more Men's Room content? Follow the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app and check out my live stream, A Moment with Mike Hawk and Nothing in Particular with Steve the Thrill Hill. Going live Thursdays and Fridays at 1 exclusively on the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app.
99.9 KISW. We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Oh, Foo Fighters tickets coming up at 4:20. We'll give you the secret word. And you text that secret word to 206-803-ROCK. 4:20 is the time. In the meantime, it is our random question, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Doc. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Random.
Hello. Is there anybody in there?
Hola.
Hola.
All right, Doc, we're going to find out if anybody's in there with this question.
Uh-oh.
Here you go. All right. If it was legal and if it was something that you had to do, all right, what cousin or member of your family would you marry?
Okay. And if is the middle word of life, so we'll make a life out of it then. But I have I guess it would be my second cousin because it's my cousin's daughter.
All right.
And I guess it would be her. Her name's Sarah.
Why?
So that would be my second cousin. Is that right?
I believe that's how it
Right,
works.
my cousin's.
But this is cousin's daughter.
No, it's my cousin's daughter.
Yeah.
So I believe that's your cousin once removed.
And then is that before second cousin? So a cousin once removed is closer to you.
Let me see.
Than a second cousin. I always get confused with
Like,
this.
Thrill, if you're my cousin, and we both had kids, then our kids would be second cousins?
Yes, that's how that goes. You're right.
Okay, yeah, I always get confused because in the end we just say my cousin, right? But,
Correct.
So what do you got, Mike?
So the second cousin is the child of one's parents' first cousin. So
right, it's like my cousin Tom. Right. Like my brother's kids and his kids are second cousins.
All right. So why are you?
Would my cousin's kid be my niece?
No, she's your cousin.
No, that's right.
All right, why?
But why are you picking this particular cousin? Why are you picking your second cousin here?
Because she's pretty.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Is she a decent human being or is she just pretty?
What's that? Now say that again.
Is she also a decent human being or is she just pretty?
Oh yeah, she's cool. Yeah, and as far as I know, I mean, I haven't met her in person, but we're Facebook friends. She's on the East Coast, and fortunately, I'm out here. So
right. Well, it's probably a good thing.
All my family's back in North Carolina.
Okay. Well, Steve, you have Miss Universe is your cousin.
She was Miss USA. Did not win Miss Universe, but I would not marry her because she is high maintenance.
What about the woman that is the actress in Hollywood?
Yeah, it'd probably be her, my cousin Brittany.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds weird to say, but like, we get along very well. You know what I mean? We definitely get along super, super well. She's good looking. The idea of marrying her is disturbing to me, but if I did have to pick, they said, look, we can put a bullet in your head or pick a cousin. I would pick her. Yeah, Miss USA is too much.
My stepfather had cousins that were the same age as me.
Yeah.
So if I go back in time or now, I mean, I don't know, maybe.
But see, it's a step cousin though.
Yeah,
so there's
I know
blood.
We still also we made a pact that we couldn't do that.
You guys had to make a pact?
We kind of
did. That you guys were attracted to each other?
Yeah, kind of.
How did you know what happens that you have to have the conversation, hey, let's make sure we never hook up?
We went to school with each other. We played with each other at family functions. We were always the same age.
Yeah.
So anytime you're doing something, you kind of hang with the same age group of kids.
Right, but I've never had to say like, hey, let's not hang out. Let's not hook up.
Okay, we were doing drugs one night.
Okay.
And,
I was going to say, did somebody try to hook up and then you guys went, I guess we won't do this?
Well, we were at Dr. John's and her drug dealer didn't show up, but she was still ready.
Okay.
So I'm like, no, we cannot do this. I cannot have this on my head. I'm sorry. If we weren't in
So she was coming on to you.
If we weren't in West Virginia, and I told you this before, I would have, it's like, man, it's like you walking down the street with a piece of fried chicken.
Right. Like, you just get the look.
You know, like, it's not like there's anything wrong with that. I just can't.
But if you're a brother and you do it, you just get a different look.
People are going to look at me weird anyway. If I'm walking down the street eating a piece of fried chicken, that's a weird look. But if I'm in West Virginia and I'm having sex with my cousin, I mean, I'm just playing into all the jokes.
All right, so you're in Michigan. You're in Michigan.
Maybe then. Right. That's what I'm saying.
But there's no blood relation.
I know that.
But it's
There's nothing wrong with walking down the street eating pizza.
But I mean, I grew up with like my cousin's cousins, and we all hung out as kids. But I don't know. After one of the weddings, I was hooked. Like, they're not my cousins.
Right.
There's no blood.
Okay, all right.
So like, we all hung out. But I'm like, I don't care.
But you didn't have that
he's
You don't have that stereotype.
I do. I
It's
get
like,
it.
look,
The
it's-
wrong person
look,
finds
look.
out he will never
All right.
live it down.
Mike decides he's going to get a farm because he's always wanted a horse.
All right.
Okay, that's going to be weird. If you did it, it wouldn't be too weird. But
But
if
Edom Cole already did it. Like a year after that, they
that's
built
his point.
horses in the town.
I know.
Right,
But
They don't care.
Well, I know that.
Right.
But the jokes that he hears about where
Just being from Edom Cole.
right, it has
Much
nothing to
less
do
if
with
you
anything
own a horse.
You haven't
If
done
I
anything
stand
wrong.
near horses, if I were to put up on social
Yeah.
media like, hey, out here riding horses, like, damn right you are, Mike.
Look, man,
You know
if
what
I-
we should
look,
do?
look.
Let's go to Emerald Downs sometime. Right?
Oh, God.
No, and I just want to see what the
You pick out
comments
the
are
best-
that come to you.
Best looking horse.
Right.
I can't go to Green River and decide I want to be a serial killer.
Right. You got to go somewhere else.
Like, really, dude? I mean, don't you think we've had enough? I mean,
I don't know. Maybe this is the one that got away.
the reason. I don't
Let's go
think so.
back to the list of
Ted,
dumb reasons you
Ted,
didn't hook up with somebody.
Ted, she lives in Florida, so I have a feeling. That
Oh, she's probably still smoking hot.
she's probably just, I know, but just dumber than a box of rocks.
Yeah, she probably likes golf.
Say you go to Florida, you bump into her, right?
Right.
You don't live in West Virginia. She doesn't live in West Virginia. She lives in Florida. You live in Washington. She's like, Miles, oh my God, I can't believe I bumped into you. And you go, man, me neither. And she says, look, take off your pants because I want that hog. Are you doing it? You're in Florida.
Her sister was hotter, by the way.
Also, I love the idea that she says, I want that hog.
I want that hog.
I want that hog.
Come here, baby.
I can't do it in West Virginia, man.
You just can't do it.
No.
You never thought, let's drive over state lines?
No.
Drive to Carolina.
I mean, I can think, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking, again, like cousins of cousins, no blood relation,
Right, right.
just through marriage. And it's like, yeah, if my other cousins were around, we probably would have.
Look, man, I got a couple of non-blood cousins. Yeah, it'd be shag time, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm sorry, they're good looking. Like, look, we just happen to be in the same family. We're not actually related.
Can't
Yeah,
find
dude,
her.
you can't find a picture?
No, I'm trying to find one of her.
We want to see this long lost, like Ted said, the one that got
the one that got
this
away.
is probably her. I have a feeling. My age didn't age bad.
You should have hit that, man.
I know that she was beautiful back in the day, but
She
you can't do
still
that in
is.
West Virginia.
Apparently you can't.
And
See, that's
imagine-
the difference.
No.
And Miles, imagine now she lives in Florida. She loves golf, shots of whiskey,
Everything.
like
Vinyl sunshine.
the Ravens,
Right.
cooking fish or a steak at home.
Oh man. Well, we're in
You know, she
Florida.
really loves
Well, we're in
Korean
Florida.
barbecue
We're in
sauce.
Florida now.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Man. She's getting her blinds done in her house.
Yeah, all
like
of a
it
sudden.
just happened.
Yeah, I heard she's got her house painted.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez, whiz, it's a lot.
She loves decrepit old cats.
She'll only adopt the cat
I
if
might,
there's something wrong with it.
Yeah.
She got away, man.
Right.
Reason
we
going to
asked.
Florida soon.
I know.
So you reach, you know what? Sign up for Facebook. This is finally why.
It's just,
There's your reason.
Miles, why'd you get a Facebook? Well,
I can finally F my cousin. Been waiting all these years.
I'm glad I
man.
passed up on that now. I never would have lived it down.
I mean, look, you are right. I get your point. To this day, we would
But you
probably,
don't tell anyone.
right? If we knew, we'd probably give you a hard time. But also, it's like, wait, there's no blood relation.
Think about the ugliest person you've been with, right?
All right.
That's not the story you share.
No.
I mean, right? We've all been there. Just don't tell anyone.
Ooh,
Go
no.
have sex with your
No,
friend.
she lives back in my hometown.
Oh, you can't do it.
No.
Deal's off.
No, I'm not doing that.
You know, she was waiting for you, bro. You never reached out. She's like, hell, going back to West Virginia.
Raise, we asked which cousin would you marry or consider, depending on your culture. Cousins marrying cousins will either be a normal occurrence are something that's hugely taboo. So concerns around the practice tend to come from fears that children may suffer from a higher rate of disease and from mortality. Others dispute this, though. But in Britain, it is actually perfectly legal for first cousins to marry.
Because your teeth can't get any worse.
Prince Philip and the Queen are third cousins. Charles Darwin married his first cousin, Emma. There's a lot of stigma.
Charles Darwin.
Wow. Yeah. And a former immigration minister, Phil Willis, raised first cousin marriages in Asian communities in Parliament, stating a lot of arranged marriages are with first cousins.
That's the best arrangement you can come up with.
That produces lots of genetic problems in terms of disability.
Yeah.
Now, what they say is that in Australia, the risk of birth defects rises from 2% in the general population to 4% for first cousins. It would be a mistake to ban it, so they have not. In the UK, though, first cousin marriages are legal. You are not allowed to marry the following. You cannot marry your mother, your father, your son, your brother, your sister, your grandparents, your grandchildren, your uncles, your aunties, your nieces, or your nephews. And those do include half or step sister or step brother relatives.
Here's my question. So if they say, and look, I tend to agree with those rules, but if they say it's because we're worried about incest and all that, what if it's a gay marriage? I marry my brother. We might adopt someone, but it is
that seems to be the primary.
Can I marry my brother?
To be the primary concern.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if I decide, if I marry my brother, right? Like, is that legal? We're not going to have offspring. We're two dudes, and he's just a sexy, fine man with a good job.
I see what you're saying. If the only concern is...
If you're saying that's what your concern is, right, which I do understand, and I agree with. But if that's the case, if I wanted to marry my brother, side note, I don't. But if I did, I should be okay, right?
I'm going to marry my cousin Tom.
Exactly, right?
We get along great.
Hell yeah.
Tonight would be a blast.
Well, you can. You can marry him because he's your cousin.
Yeah.
So you're okay. He's not your brother. You couldn't marry Chris.
Right. Yeah. We would fight too much. Me and cousin
That's your problem. My problem with marrying my brother is we'd fight way too much. That's my big issue.
But I mean, look, that's the other thing too. If we took sex out of it, I mean, I'd marry Sean.
Yeah.
Right. My wife said that over the weekend.
You should be a great couple.
We'd be awesome.
I said something about Marshawn, and she goes, what did she call him? Ted's platonic life partner. I said, I think they would tell you that.
Oh, we've talked about it. I'd give up on women tomorrow.
Just move in together.
Yeah.
Why don't you see if Sean will get a vagina? Just say, look, man, let's.
Sean.
If he's really your friend.
I mean, most Shaunas are hot.
Yeah, exactly. Add an A, he gets better looking.
If you're a true friend, Sean, you'll do this for me. Look, we both have needs, buddy.
Hello, Jessica. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola. Jessica, welcome to the random question. Let's go with this one.
Thank you.
I'm going to have some weird texts this evening.
Yes, you are.
Let's ask Jessica the same question. No, we kid. We won't put you through it.
Jessica, when is the last time you saw unexpected nudity?
That has been, I don't know if I've ever seen unexpected nudity in my life.
Really?
Yeah, surprisingly.
You never looked up in a window and saw somebody walking by naked, or people having sex in a hotel room?
Or even the old guy on the beach and like his testicles are hanging out of the side of his freaking bathing suit?
Nothing.
No, you know what? No, it's been pretty tame.
What about even like the braless old woman? She bends over to pick something up and like
Okay,
the
yeah, like
fleshy
if I'm
bowling
pinching at the
pins.
Y or something. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, you might have an expectation. It's just what you're seeing.
Right. I mean, typically,
look,
though,
I knew at the locker room at the 24-hour fitness that it's a locker room, and it's at a, obviously a gym. So
Right.
you know there's going to be naked people in the locker room. It's just what those naked people were doing.
It's what they do, and sometimes the appearance of different parts kind of throw you for a loop. So the worst I ever saw, the chick I was dating in high school, her next door neighbor, a rather rotund woman, and I'll always remember this. She was wearing a camo miniskirt, and she pulled out a lawn chair to put it on her front stoop, as it were. And I kind of knew her, so we chatted for a second. But anyway, she bent over to pick up her lawn chair, and the back of the skirt just flipped up. It flipped up like she wanted it to, and I don't think she did, but absolutely popped up. This is a very large woman, but she's wearing a thong, and just seeing her ass, like, to this day, it gives me goosebumps. I cannot explain how gross this thing was. It was not complete nudity, but it's like, oh my God, I did not need to see that. It's like a second and a half of my life that I will remember forever.
And you're right, right, you were saying, like in the gym, like you're to see nude people, but watching guys dry off their satchel and the hand dryer thing, it's like, come on.
That just seems like a bit much. Like,
That's what I'm saying. It's like, all right, you got to angle a weird shape just to get in there.
You ever say anything?
No.
Do you have to pop your foot up on the sink, I'm guessing, to get all the nooks and crannies?
Yeah, just, right. I don't know. I mean, that's one of those things, too. Like, I guess it's fine. It looks crazy.
It does. It does.
Reason we asked if you ever seen any unexpected nudity. An unnamed woman left passengers furious with her dress code when boarding a plane, with one irate holidaymaker recording a video, which heard some very clear complaints about the dress that she was wearing.
Did you see it?
Yes.
Yeah, dude,
Okay.
I can't wrap my head around it.
The woman has horrified fellow passengers when waiting for a plane as she appeared naked from the waist down during the wait to get on the plane. The now viral clip has shown the seemingly oblivious passenger bare all below her waist with an extra small dress.
That dress didn't have a choice.
Dress in question proved rather revealing, as footage shows the unnamed woman standing in line with her backside on full display. She was spotted carrying her luggage, with pictures then and video posted to Reddit. The post was captured, "When you pack extra light." An irate camera woman could be heard fuming at the particularly revealing choice of outfit. She said, "Only at the effing airport. Spirit Airlines.
Oh, no.
This bitch half naked. Mother F. What is going on in 2023? Lord, give me strength. I say no drawers, no effing drawers, y'all. What is this? No drawers? I wonder if Sprint going to let this happen today."
Yeah, but like, no one's sitting in the seat after you.
I mean,
you saw the picture, right?
Right. I saw the video. That woman's pretty funny. So, like, I'm imagining it's one of those, like, dresses you'd wear to, like, a club. Like at night.
Sure.
But it's just, right. Why she has, like, I get that it rode up, but she just doesn't hike it down. And then, right, she's not wearing any underwear.
She ain't wearing drawers.
She ain't got no drawers on.
She's a hefty woman, so I get the feeling every step she takes, the dress hikes up a bit. But I do feel like somehow when your vagina and your ass are exposed at an airport, man. And she's just, have you seen it, Mike?
No.
Did you hear the other comment in the back? The other comment in the back was while the woman's filming it, and while she's saying that, you can hear another woman go, "What do you think this is? Frontier Airlines?"
I know.
Yeah, I know. They're all just cracking up different airlines. It's like, come on.
But why is it that random nudity that you didn't expect is never the nudity you want to see? Twice. There's the dummy in the porta potty when I opened the door. She's like, "Thrill saw my vagina." Yes, I did. That was cool. And I saw a woman. This was down at Pacific Place. I didn't realize it at first. She is like in an upstairs hotel room. It is her wedding day. And so she's topless and whatever she's wearing at the bottom, it's all frilly and all this. And it's like her mom or her friend, whatever, is like helping her get this dress on, but she's standing in front of this open window. So I'm eating a bagel. I look up and it's like, oh, wow. Like, she's a good looking broad, right? And then all these other guys suddenly came out of Einstein Bagels and we all kind of sat next to each other on these stairs, not saying anything to each other, but we all understood exactly why we were there. But that's twice in my life. Otherwise, I'd say the other 30 times I've stumbled on it, it's someone nobody wants to see naked.
Yeah.
Ever. There's like, what do you call her, Ted? That lady who basically patrols the street down here.
The woman that lives underneath the bridge.
Yeah, I've seen
She's
her
just so confident.
more times than I would like to say. And it's unbelievable. I see her ass like once a week.
Right. And then like in the summertime, she walks around in her stomach's hanging out. Like I just wish I had her confidence.
Yeah,
she is not attractive.
No.
Right? She's she's dressed like she's like a hot chick at a rave.
But she looks like, picture the girl from The Ring all grown up, but never did anything with her hair. Like, that's what this lady looks like, man. She's just
I saw her randomly one day just throwing a bunch of crap onto the highway. I think she was having a hard day because she was just tossing stuff onto the ramp.
She's a little touch and go. Some days she's in a great frame of mind.
Yeah, I mean, she lives underneath the bridge, dude. I think it'd be easier to count her good days.
Yeah.
Miles, that's just a day to her.
More of the random question on the way, 206-803-ROCK.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Getting older means a world of change, but some things still stay the same, like being at risk for type 1 diabetes, because type 1 can happen at any age. So screen it like you mean it. If just one person in your family has type 1, you're up to 15 times more likely to get it too. And 50% of type 1 diagnoses happen after the age of 18. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 diabetes starts long before you need insulin, and one blood test could help you spot it early and lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis, known as DKA. So don't get caught by surprise. Screen it like you mean it, because getting answers now can help you get prepared. The more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Talk to a doctor about how to get screened. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com, and screen it like you mean it.
A little short on college funds? BECU has your back. Our student loans are fixed rate, and they have no origination fees or prepayment penalties. It's just another way we put BECU members first. Check out our student loans at becu.org/student loans. BECU, power in people. Financing is subject to BECU membership, credit approval, and other underwriting criteria. Not every applicant will qualify. Federally insured by NCUA.
9.9 KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
All right, chance to win tickets. See Foo Fighters coming up at 4:20. Give me that secret word and then text it to 206-803-ROCK. That's coming up here after a random question. 206-803-ROCK.
Random.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
Mike, welcome to the program. And a random question. All right. How about this one? Who would you say is the ugliest person that you are attracted to?
The ugliest person that I'm attracted to, I would have to say, I mean, is there somebody who I've already slept with count?
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, if you're attracted to him.
I would say an old friend of mine.
The nose.
She works at the garbage store.
You'd recognize her. Ugly.
All right.
But lovely.
Okay. Well, that's honest. It's an honest answer.
That is an honest answer. I'm trying to think, man. Because there's some people, you look at them and you're like, I find them attractive, but they're not good looking, right? Like, I want to say, was her name Gina Gershon or something like that back in the day? Everyone's like, man.
I think she's super hot.
Really? I find her attractive, but I don't think she's good looking.
Gina Gershon's pretty hot, dude. She was the hottest one in Showgirls.
What about Juliette Lewis?
Yeah,
okay, she looks different
very,
than I remember.
very, very attractive.
Who am I thinking of?
Yeah, that's
not her.
Very, very attractive person.
Yeah, that is not who I was thinking. Who the hell am I thinking?
I mean, look, I think sometimes there are some women that, like, I categorize people differently, right?
Okay.
Like, some women are just beautiful.
Right.
And I can recognize that.
But you're not even necessarily attracted. You just recognize, like, they're beautiful.
She's a beautiful woman.
Sure.
Some women are super hot.
Mm-hmm.
Some are just you're right.
Sexy.
Some of them, I would call them sexy. It's like, I don't know what it's about her. I want to have sex with her.
And I don't know why.
Right. But like, I don't find her generally attractive.
Right.
Well, some people's personalities lift them up out of, like, you can understand.
Sandra Bernhardt. That's who I was thinking, not Gina Gershon. Thank you, Texter.
I'm with you.
Someone nailed that. Like, she's super sexy, right?
She is.
And there's something about her, but, like, if you just showed me a picture of her, I'd be like, yeah. What, Sandra Bernhardt?
Yeah, no.
Are you saying not sexy, or
Yes.
you're saying she's not sexy?
Correct.
Flip the screen around again.
No.
Well,
No.
Well, maybe not these later pictures, but okay, look, man. I'm just answering the question, all right?
Yeah.
She's not good looking. There's something about her that I find sexy, and I don't know what, because I can look at her and say, ew,
Okay,
man. But
I'm still in.
If she said jump and bet like I'm in. And I don't know why.
How did they pull that?
I don't know. Somebody here says Mini Driver. That's good. She's got a weird shaped face. She just has to me, it seems like she has a big head.
She does.
Okay? Like a Charlie Brown character kind of thing where I always want to find her pretty. I just don't. And I think I just can't get past her head. This is a good one. I agree with this. Lady Gaga.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Good. She's not, though.
Hard disagree.
But I think she's very sexy. She's attractive because I find her sexy, therefore the attraction's working. But if you just said, do you think she's good looking? I said, no, absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, not that they're sex symbols, or they're supposed to be sex symbols.
Right.
They're not, but they're definitely women that I'm attracted to who don't fall into the category of
good looking.
No, not that they're. I think they're beautiful.
Sure.
I'd love to buy Mackenzie Bezos a beer one night.
Mackenzie Bezos.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. I think she's
his first wife.
Yeah, I think she's a smoke show.
But she's decent looking. She's just kind of plain.
That's my type.
I understand. I'm just saying,
Yeah. Well,
I like plain chicks.
Yeah, I think she's beautiful.
You ain't particularly pretty.
I think she's beautiful.
No,
I think she's beautiful. You just don't. She just doesn't.
Ooh, another good one. Fairuza Balk. You know who she is, even if you don't know her name. She was in Almost Famous. She was kind of the partner groupie to
Vicky Valancourt.
Vicky Valancourt, right? So, right.
Well, some people
look at her and you can't explain. She got a big ass gap and her buck ass teeth, and you're still like, man, I don't.
Well, even
care.
like dudes, like obviously Steve Buscemi is not the best looking guy in the world.
No,
but there's people who are attracted to him.
You know, the one that blows my mind is Sarah Jessica Parker. That's Kirsten Dunst.
I think she catches. I think Sarah Jessica Parker catches heat like way too much.
Yep.
I think that woman's beautiful.
I would agree.
Okay, all right. If you're gay, John Waters.
Right.
Yeah, here's a guy with an incredible personality, great sense of humor.
But is he a good-looking guy? No.
He's not, but you could see where someone would be attracted to him.
Ooh, Iggy Azalea.
How about Iggy Pop?
I'm sure.
I mean, I'm attracted to Iggy Azalea, but it helps.
Her butt?
Right, it helps having like fake boobs and a giant fake butt.
Yeah.
All that weight, right? Because bodies aren't supposed to look like that.
And someone else adds Lizzo. Like, all right.
I mean, I don't know that
Emma Stone.
See, but the things I've heard about Lizzo lately, from her personality, that would be the problem that I would have if those things,
if those things prove to be
accusations are merited.
Emma Stone, I think she's
good looking.
She teeters between cute and beautiful as she gets older.
I agree. She's like maturing very well.
But I don't know that this woman is a classic beauty, but high on my list to this day is Jennifer Tilly.
What about Suzanne Summers? Now, she was always
Jennifer
pretty.
Tilly.
You guys don't like Jennifer Tilly?
I do.
No, listen.
I do.
Easy.
Sorry.
Before you stab me or whatever's going on there.
Come on, man.
She's not particularly good looking, but she is very sexy somehow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she just seems so silly all the time and kind of roly-poly and put it anywhere you want kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Suzanne Summers, I still find attractive.
What was the scene in The Getaway? Was it The Getaway?
Yes. Good call, Miles.
Thank you. That was pretty good.
It is.
Yeah, right.
I did not watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Do you guys know Sweet D?
Yep. And
I think D is
that a guy?
very attractive. Nope. No, she's like the female lead on that show. Yeah. But in the show, they often try to make her or talk about her like she's not nearly as attractive as she is.
Okay. All right.
But I think in person, if you saw her, you'd be like, well, of course.
She's adorable.
Yeah. Well, she's very pretty.
Yeah, dude. I'm
no
fine.
Problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Whatever.
She's definitely dressed down on that.
She's gonna get shagged.
BuzzFeed put together a list of celebrities whose crush confessions might surprise you.
Okay.
So here's a list. Kim Kardashian. She thinks that John F. Kennedy Jr. is hot.
John F. Kennedy Jr. I'm trying to picture Jr.
Isn't he the guy that passed on?
Oh, the guy that crashed the plane?
Yeah. I mean, he was a very
I thought he was
guy.
like notorious, like the handsome guy.
He was like the George Clooney.
Well, sure, he is
George
that
Clooney.
good looking, but I mean, he passed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I assume she means
maybe that was an easy answer for her. Who knows? Blake Lively. She says David Letterman.
Yes.
No, sorry.
Blake Lively is saying she is attracted to David Letterman.
Blake Lively looked so unbelievably hot last night in that booth or that suite sitting next to Taylor Swift. I was going to wait till TV time. I can't.
Is she the one with the?
Yes. I guess because she's had kids, somehow she's got a. I mean, it's not like she's like fat or anything, but like
she's got to feed the kids, Ted.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Just say her boobs are big,
right?
All
but
right.
Even her butt look a little. I always found her super attractive. I just remember her being much more petite.
Yeah.
I was telling Mike, for me, she is uncomfortable hot.
Yeah, you were real fired up in the office this morning going, did you see her? Did you see Blake Lively?
She looked unbelievable. I mean, that's what would she look like?
I mean, look, it's Blake Lively.
Well, you're right.
I mean, it'd be one thing if we had no idea who this woman was, and you go like, who was that next to Taylor Swift, right? But it's Blake Lively. Well, I've known she's hot for a while. It seems like you like the LBs that she's put on is put you over the top there.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, I
have a little bit of a type, and obviously her boobs have gotten bigger.
Laura Prepon.
Oh, from that 70s show?
I think she's good looking.
Yeah. All right.
She's not the hottest chick I've ever seen, but I would have no objection.
Yeah, she looks great.
Yeah,
she's a hottie.
And she was cheering. She was like holding him down.
She had to.
She had to,
jumping
dude.
up and down. I noticed that too. Not that I wasn't watching the game.
I hate you, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And the way that I love you and your life and your wife.
I know.
Meryl Streep is Meryl Streep. Has she ever been attracted to any of us?
I'm not attracted, but because it's Meryl Streep, I would in a second.
You got to hit that.
Yeah.
She has a crush on Will Ferrell.
Really?
Will Ferrell. That's who she likes. How about Jennifer Lawrence?
Who does she like? Mm-hmm. Anyone she wants.
Doesn't she like what? Does she like another talk show host?
She likes Larry David.
I was going to say, it's got to be an old comedian.
Larry David?
Well, he's a great mind.
I know, but still.
Both Dolly Parton and Nicole Kidman say Jimmy Fallon. I did read an article about Nicole Kidman.
He's a good-looking guy.
That she had a crush on him for a number of years and tried to get a date with him. And he thought that she was just joking around.
So he blew it off?
And then she came on the show and said, do you ever remember the time that you wouldn't go out with me? He's like, no, I didn't know that was real. And he's like, I remember somebody coming up to me and saying, hey, whatever.
That's an awkward conversation because she's saying this to you, right? Mm-hmm. But at this point, Jimmy is married. So you don't want to throw your wife under the bus like, I would have taken that date in a frickin' heartbeat.
Well, he's got the comedic charm. It works.
I think that happens in regular life, though.
What do you mean?
You go to a reunion or something, or you see a bunch of people, and it's like, I actually had a chance? Jesus. Honey, I was really into her.
Yeah, sometimes that happens, Ted.
I've heard, on the flip side of it, are you kidding me?
Ariana Grande and Doja Cat love Jim Carrey.
Who doesn't?
This is a weird one. Jason Sudeikis thinks that Ellen DeGeneres is attractive.
Okay.
Now, I don't think that Ellen DeGeneres is unattractive. I just believe that, again, everything that you've ever heard tells me that I don't know that this is maybe a nice person. I don't know.
I mean, it sounds like
she's
terrible.
known to Porsche.
She's just cute.
DeRossi.
But I also think
years.
kittens are cute. You know what I mean? She has that because she was so quirky and charming. She's what, Dory or whatever.
On the flip side, Ellen DeGeneres says Michael Jackson.
And on the flip side, Michael Jackson says Emmanuel Lewis.
Bubbles. It says Bubbles.
They never asked him. It's just the
Bubbles.
It's just the sense that I get.
Ryan Reynolds and 50 Cent both said Helen Mirren.
Oh, yeah.
I can't accept.
Yes.
Dame Helen Mirren.
Is she a dame?
She is.
Huh.
I was looking at pictures of her this weekend.
Why? Just because she's hot?
Yeah, I look, I know it's a rag, but I look at the Daily Mail often.
Okay. How old is she now? She's like 70.
I think she's pushing 80.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Scarlett Johansson says Gordon Ramsay.
Really?
I could see that.
I could see it.
Jennifer Aniston says Duran Duran lead singer Simon Le Bon.
Has she seen him lately?
He didn't look bad in concert. He sounded great. He looked like himself.
His voice was fantastic. But like anything, he aged like the rest of us.
I think most of the women used to fawn over John Taylor in that band.
And having seen Duran Duran, and even though it's 30 years later, I can see why the women were fawning over Jonathan Taylor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he knows it.
He's a pretty good bassist, too.
He's a great bass
I don't think he gets
player.
enough credit for being that good.
We have a listener who's been going on about him since we started the show, right? And I know who Duran Duran is. I just never paid attention to their music. I went to that show a couple of months ago, listened to the bass. He is fantastic.
Yeah.
He's a super good player.
And James Corden says Hillary Clinton. Those are some of the celebrity crush confessions.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean.
Wow.
I think some of those, too, the job depends on stuff.
Like Jeff Goldblum. All these women love Jeff Goldblum. And I'm like, look, if he were not an actor, right, and he just walked into the bar, I can't imagine that he would do a
You got to
double
remember,
take.
man, that guy's like, 65, 70 years old?
Yeah.
So,
he's cool as hell.
In
I
that
like him.
age group, if you're a woman, and he's not unattractive. I mean, he's stylish. He's got people like him. He's got a pretty good job.
I'll upset the Swifties, and I'll put Taylor Swift in that group. She's very pretty, but if she walked into a bar, I'd say, oh, she's pretty. And then
I think
I'd
she's
be done.
very pretty, but I don't find her sexy.
I don't think that she would get near the press that she does if she wasn't the singer that she is.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of her whole thing right now. What about Adrian Brody?
Who's the hottest singer right now, in your mind?
I would have to go to the world of country. I can't remember
Lizzie
her
Hale.
name. But
Lainey Wilson.
That might be her. Like,
I'm going Carrie
up.
Underwood right now.
Carrie's not bad.
Every day.
She's the one singing the football theme right now, right?
Yep, correct. Okay. I would, man.
What would you do, Miles? Treat her like a first cousin?
No. Oh, my God. I don't know what I'd do.
I mean, I feel
probably
like
wouldn't be able to talk.
I'll be dead honest. You could just say female country artist, and I'm probably...
Yeah,
that's a good-looking crew.
They really freaking are, man.
Hottest woman. I'm trying to think. There's always hot pop stars.
I mean, Rihanna's hot.
Sure.
Rihanna.
But you're right, in the world of pop, generally you're going to be hot because that's kind of what pop's designed to be, you know.
I'm telling you, Carrie Underwood's it. You can't tell me anybody else that
I know, but she, like that time I got in trouble with her security. Like, she is a tiny human.
Is she really nuts?
Yeah.
Why'd you get in trouble with security?
That was when I was like, because at the time, the big thing was her and Tony Romo dating.
Right. Oh, right, yeah.
Right, so I've told this story before, but me and Miggs are walking back from the bathrooms in the hallway, and he's like, she's right behind you. So he's like, you got to say something. Like, should I say something? He's like, say something. So I turn around as we're going to that door, and I'm like, hey. And she's like, they stop. What's up? Say congrats to your boyfriend. My boyfriend? Yeah, he just signed a giant contract, Tony Romo. And I mean, she gave me the most. I guess they had just broken up like a week or two before this.
God.
I did not read the trades or the rags, and I mean, she legit was, I think, pissed. She gave me a look like, you disgusting.
If you think she was pissed, she was pissed.
Right, her Giants. As she gives me that look, the Giant security guard just takes the back of his arm and just brushes me aside.
Look out! Look out! I thought that.
Touch me again.
I thought Sheryl Crow was very attractive when she was up here.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. She's also a very small person. I didn't realize. Yeah, so was Jessica Simpson. Just small, just like height-wise.
Jessica Simpson's like an action figure.
Yeah.
That's what Carrie Underwood was like that.
It's just weird. They're so tight. You know, you perceive them as being bigger than life because that's how you know them. And then you see them and you're like, is there a roller coaster you can ride? You know what I mean? Like if we went to Disney, man.
Can you even get on one?
It's like I was telling that story about watching Kelly Clarkson singing in Vegas. And I said, you know, it's funny. You see her on TV. I think she is probably normal size in regular life.
Yeah.
But for celebrity, she's just not as tiny. But like when she was doing that thing on the street, she's just in like leggings and a hoodie. I was like, oh yeah, like right, she's not big at all, but just because she's on TV, she kind of gets that rep.
Right. You look like the rest of us.
Oh,
right. And that's basically what people are saying. Look at you, all that weight gain. Like, are you being serious right now?
I mean, you got to remember that when we started this show years ago in Baltimore, and this is before she passed. I was on the Anna Nicole Smith train any size.
Yeah. Hello, Danny. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey.
Hola.
Danny, welcome to the program. Random question. Let's go with this one. What would you say is the weirdest thing that you've seen at someone else's house that they own or have?
Probably an iguana living with a hamster.
What, like they were in the same terrarium?
The same terrarium. Yep, exactly.
And they're friends?
Yeah.
Did you assume that the hamster was in there to be fed to the iguana, or did they explain to you, no, man, they're cool?
That's exactly what I thought. I thought there was meal time.
Is it, did the room stink?
Pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I've heard about lizards. Is just the fact that the odor that they give off.
Really?
Well, there's a lot of. They need a lot of heat.
They need a lot of heat. But
so basically,
they don't sweat. Yeah. Like what is it about them?
Because you got a light on them, man. You're trying to make that area 95 degrees, 90 degrees. So you got this hot ass piece of leather that's alive.
Right. That's living leather. Yeah.
Yeah. He just walks around, and it's basically like you put a hot light on a purse. After a while, the whole room's going to stop.
Okay.
Whatever it is, I think they're just stinky.
I haven't had any real experience with caged iguanas.
I've seen them. I've seen them in the wild, and one I saw was at least 5 to 6 feet long.
It is amazing how big they are.
I could not believe it. It looked like a dragon laying on a tree, and that's why they fall off. They get tired of boom, and they just smack into the ground. But it's like a ton of dynamite going off. That was all the signs when I was in Curacao.
What? Watch for falling lizards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you're walking the trail around the national park there. It's like, hey, look out and look up. That's up. Right by the cemetery, there's this huge-ass tree out there, man. And the one I saw looked like a dinosaur. It was a dinosaur.
You know, we all have different problems in different parts of the world. You know, if you're in Alaska, hey, man, watch out for grizzly bears. Or if you're at Yellowstone, just leave everything alone. Not so much look out for falling lizards out of a tree.
Is it Amanda Seyfried? Is that how you spell it? Seyfried? The reason we asked what's the weirdest thing you've seen at someone else's house.
Amanda Seyfried.
She has some interesting wall art in her home in the Catskills.
Oh.
Like a custom wool vagina.
A custom wool vagina.
She says she doesn't really know why she has it, but quotes, I like to remember that we are all human.
Okay, that's one way to do it.
On her wall, she has a picture of herself holding a dead cat. She says she once told an artist friend of hers that she wanted him to paint her holding a dead cat. So he did, and she calls it her favorite piece ever.
Okay, I got a little insight into Amanda Seyfried.
My dad had a friend that was so into reptiles.
Yeah.
His coffee table was glass, and it had snakes in it.
Oh my God, dude!
On the bottom.
No, it was like thick, like that.
Right. Were they alive or dead?
They were alive. So you would sit there, and they'd be moving around because it was like a glass box. Yeah. It was awful.
No. I was going to say, how many times did you go to that
Once.
house?
Oh, saw it, and we left.
Because you had to leave?
Yeah. Yeah, I was a kid. I was like, no.
Your guess is as good as mine. Coming to our categories, the best food cities in America and STDs. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Therapy is known to be extremely helpful. But have you ever tried eavesdropping on someone else's problems? Listen to the new podcast, Say More with Dr. Sheila, starring Amy Poehler as the world-renowned self-proclaimed couples therapist.
You know, it's funny, as I was making the appointment to come today.
I'm sorry, I made the appointment.
I
booked the appointment.
Listen to Say More with Dr. Sheila on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1, it's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2, your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3, Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card, tap for transit, and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.
Let's face it, most people aren't making massive turkey feasts on the regular. And after 364 days of not thinking about it, it can be hard to get that bird just right. That's where Instacart, the holiday rescue app, comes in. From getting all the ingredients to prep a full seasonal spread to getting last-minute swaps in a turkey emergency, Instacart has everything a holiday host needs to save face and save dinner. And right now, if you download Instacart, you'll get free delivery on your first 3 orders and delivery in as fast as 1 hour. Offer valid for a limited time. $10 minimum per order. Additional terms apply.
Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention LOVE20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith from The Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
All right, so your guess is as good as mine. Cut up, but first time for a few emails from The Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail.
Jump right into the birthdays. Guten Tag. Today is my son AJ's 11th birthday. Please give him a fart and Coach Ted with some advice on being a defensive end. Thanks, guys. That from Mom and from Dad.
All right, 11 years old, playing defensive end. First of all, never forget, son, you set the edge, okay? If they get outside of you, we're in a lot of trouble there. So you got to set that edge. Don't let them get around you. Second of all, we got to use our head and think a little bit, all right? We're not 10 anymore. You go bursting through that backfield, it feels wrong, and you're right, it probably is. It's a trap. break down, take a look around, go get that quarterback.
By the way, if you're interested in tickets to see the Foo Fighters, text the word FLY right now to 206-803-ROCK. Snuck that in on you. See, you thought I forgot, but I didn't.
Miles.
I just wanted
No chance
I
you
wanted
forgot.
to do one birthday, then that, and then back to the birthdays.
See, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, so
get as many listeners as
sure,
you can
I'll
in.
flow in.
Yeah, you mix it up, man. I like how you do that.
It's like play action. So that kid should not fall for play action.
That's right.
either.
See,
there you go.
Yeah.
It was a fake.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys are pretty unified how you did that whole
Thank
message.
you.
We've been talking about it for 5 hours.
Yes.
Yeah. Please wish my son Preston a happy 18th birthday. How about Miles giving him an inspirational quote about becoming an adult, and Coach Ted giving him a pep talk for the big game this Friday night when Preston and the Lake Stevens Vikings head down to Eastlake. Lots of love, guys. That from Dad, Mom, and T-Bone. All right, here, let's see. All right, Preston. Preston, you're an adult, so I can tell you this now. Always remember this. A good friend, he's going to bring his truck over to your house and spend the whole day helping you move. But a best friend, he'll put a dead body in the back of it and help you bury it.
That's true. That's true.
How old is this guy?
18 years old.
Oh, big birthday. All right. I can tell you're your senior year playing up there at Lake Stevens. First of all, beautiful area. Second of all, you're the Vikings, all right? Vikings didn't show up in the new world and go, hey, do you mind if we hang out here? They took it. All right? They did a lot of things. Some of them not great. Some of them awful. The point is they didn't lose. So when you go in there Friday night, you bring that Viking attitude and you take that W. You like that? You like that?
Guys, it's my 21st birthday today. I'm not going to drink. But you all have fun anyways. Yeah, we'll have fun on you.
We'll do it for you.
Consider the dirty Germans, but I got one of my own. How about you guys talking all over each other about corvids, ravens, crows, magpies, etc.? And anything on the soundboard you want to hit there, Mike? Go with those, guys. Thanks from Eric.
It's time to take off the leash.
Yes, I want to talk specifically about ravens.
I was going to say my favorite bird when it comes to the whole thing. Man, it's the Ravens. But the thing is, I still don't think they're playing that well, but somehow they got to do better, man.
Ravens are
ugly win is better than a beautiful loss.
Wish my coworker Starfish a happy birthday with some Ray Lewis there, if we could, Mike. That from Ben.
I think order has been disturbed. Snap a picture of yourself.
Starfish?
Yeah.
Starfish, yeah.
Birthday shout out, guys. My son Trace has now made 24 revolutions around the ball in the sky. Please give him an inspirational thought. Oh, I didn't do that. Fart montage. And all the members talking all over themselves about photography. You guys are awesome. Love the show. Awesome to meet you all at the 884. Happy birthday, Trace. That from Trace's dad, a.k.a. the Submariner. I'll give you an inspirational thought. Remember this. You're 24 years old, so if I were you, when you're having sex, I would still leave the lights on. Take that in, look at it as much as you can, because you're right at the cusp of things getting ugly for the both of you. As you hit the late 20s, you start getting a little bit more rotund. The beer weight is still there from your early 20s. This is your last moment to have sex with the lights on.
Wow.
We'll leave a light on for you. Make sure you say that right before you
And
have sex.
talk about
you're over 30.
photography. Okay, here's what
I'll
you do.
tell you about
You're going to leave the lights on.
photography.
Take
I don't
pictures.
really participate in it, but I have some friends that are really
Don't be the photographer anymore. You don't have a camera because everyone's taking pictures. For God's sakes.
Buy a lens.
All right, let's see here. Let's get a contestant on the line for your guess is as good as mine. 206-803-ROCK real quick if you can. Patolo's Blackjack and Hookers, please wish my lovely husband, Huckleberry Harrison, a very happy 31st Revolution. We're hitting the Kraken game tonight, so please send free beer to section W02. Do we know where that is, Tim?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
That sounds like a special seat.
I mean, it sounds like a good seat.
Please give him a giant bong rip, if you could. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. That from the lovely Chrissy.
They say W02?
W02, is that right? Does that look familiar? I don't know. Is that a suite?
Well, look, if it says 02, then you got to be down in the bottom bowl.
It just sounds like you're sitting in a place where the alcohol's more expensive.
Right. And happy birthday 35th to my stud muffin hubby, Kyle. You are such a great dad to Kai. Awesome husband. You might play disc golf a bit too much, though. That from Kylie and Haley. Let's have Coach Ted talking about trying better in disc golf. Thanks, guys.
All right, not going to lie to you, Coach hasn't played a ton of disc golf, but I have a lot of buddies that have. And there's one thing they use, and they really focus in all the time. They all seem to enjoy it. It almost seems like it helps them, but it's not an illegal substance in that game. It's marijuana. Can you play disc golf and not drink or smoke weed?
I've played disc golf a few times, and I've never done it sober.
I believe that if the word involved somehow says golf,
right?
It's like bowling.
Right.
Can you bowl sober without a bowl of French fries in front of you?
No.
You're right, though. Like, I know a guy, he likes cigars, never smokes them at home, but whenever he golfs, he smokes cigars.
Yeah. All right. I never get a pitcher of beer, but if I'm bowling, I always buy a pitcher of beer.
Yeah, you know what? That's a fair call.
Yeah. I really, to be honest with you, I should get more pitchers of beer. Because I do enjoy the aspect of a pitcher of beer. Like, hey, dude, let me fill you up.
Sure.
Here you go, man. I love it.
But outside of a bowling alley, if you order a pitcher of beer and it's just for you, they give you that look. But at a bowling alley, they're like, how many glasses you need?
Right.
One. They're like, cool.
Enjoy your
But any other bar, they're like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, dude, okay.
Just do what I do.
What's that?
Oh, yeah, I just showed up late, so we only need one cup.
And why do your hands only...
But, sir, you were the first one here out of your group.
Why do your hands only sweat a lot while you're bowling? Why do you really need that blower? You know what I mean? Because I don't need it for anything else. Any other sport that I play, I don't need a dry hand. But I feel like the only sport I play where my hands get sweaty.
I bet you had a towel when you were a quarterback and dried your hand at all.
That was the mud from being sacked.
I'm just saying,
I wasn't sweating. I was pushing myself off the ground.
And like pitchers use a lot of dry stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Rosin bag.
Yep, you're right.
To dry it off.
Bowling is the only time, though, that I throw all caution to the wind, right? You can be a germaphobe, not a germaphobe, but like I'm taking this random bowling ball. And I'll stick my 3 fingers in this hole that thousands of other fingers have been in.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to take that same hand and reach into a basket of fries and pop them in my mouth like I should not be worried about a thing.
Ted, speaking of dry hands and in pitching, did you see where the Mariners pitcher yesterday in the last game paid homage to Wakefield and threw a knuckleball for the first time and struck the guy out?
I did not.
That's
pretty cool.
That was very cool. He threw a Tim Wakefield. I saw him play when he was in Pittsburgh.
Really?
First baseman, outfielder.
Okay.
They brought him in a game that I was not at, but I was working the game on the radio for the local affiliate.
Yeah.
And it was the 17th inning of one of those games. It was just dragging
right.
on. And they're like, they're bringing in the right fielder, Wakefield.
To pitch.
And he just stood up there and threw knuckleballs because he did it when he was in the minor leagues.
How did he do?
He finished the game.
Are you kidding?
No, and that's why
that's how he
never played first base.
Right, that's how he ends up pitching. Is they're like, he could do this for a whole game. Plus, that motion does not rag out your arm. So, I mean, he could throw a lot of innings, and I want to say he had to have a specific catcher, though, to catch him.
Oh, really? All right, we got to move on here real quick. Guys turning 36, can I get, an OG fish sandwich? And the Dirty Germans telling me what most exciting thing I should do this evening. Rock on, guys. Thanks from Cameron.
$2 I get a fish sandwich?
Yeah, that's the most exciting thing you should do this evening is buy yourself some cocaine hookers, turn on the video camera, and just I can't remember his name now, but just go crazy.
Yeah, speaking of crazies.
Pat O'Brien. Was it Pat O'Brien? Thing.
Speaking of crazies, so sure if you're familiar with the Duke basketball, they calls them the crazies, the Cameron crazies. And Cameron, I hope you spend your night in an indoor stadium.
Yeah.
But fellas, guys, hoping you give a birthday shout out to my boyfriend of 11 years, Frank. He's pretty awesome. And today he's 47. Could the Dirty Germans please let him know that getting older is not that bad? Love you, Frank, and happy birthday. That from the lovely Emily.
Yeah, of course, getting older is not that bad because it beats the alternative. But I would tell you, if your name is Frank, you should take advantage of such a name tonight and say, hey, tonight, Emily, you're going to have a mouthful of Franken beans.
Yeah, also, I think since it's your birthday and there's a football game on, it's time to revise Frank's the Tank.
Yeah.
Let him breathe.
Or Frank's hot sauce on some wings. Guys, I want to wish my boyfriend Matthew a very happy 54th birthday. Thank you for being who you are and always showing your love and support to me and the kids. Please give a Joey Chestnut and the Dirty Germans talking about the fun we're going to have in the Jeep. Thanks, guys. That from Julie.
Joey Chestnut!
Yeah, tonight you're going to have some Jeep beep. Maybe you can do all these things that the Jeeps named themselves after. You can wrangle yourself some ass and show you're a true patriot.
Yeah, so Aiken Bax was the famous American poet, CLL Cool J. She said, we'll have some fun in the backseat of my Jeep. Let's swing an episode.
All right, guys, here we go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you. BG.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Come on, we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day, but first, a little time for your guess is good as mine. I got you, Mike. Don't you worry. I'm way all over it. Smooth.
A nice pump fake.
It's a baby's ass. Come on. Throw me the ball. Oh, no, wait. You have the ball. Okay, my bad.
Run it, Mike.
Time for a little your guess as good as mine. I cannot run, Mike. That was awful. Oh, it's just so slow. Easy game to play. You pick from one of two categories and then try to get as many right in said category before 3 strikes and you're out. Steve, who do we have ready to play? Your guess is as good as mine.
His name is Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
All right, Jeff, your categories. We have the best food cities in America. They did all the stuff they normally do where they go like, where's the cool restaurants?
Right.
What's the variety of the food? All the things. Average cost of groceries actually came into effect. Average beer and wine price. By the way, the city with the highest beer and wine price, that would be right here in Seattle, Washington. So we have the best food cities in America, and we have the 10 states with the highest STD rates.
Let's go with the second one. That sounds like more fun.
Okay, Jeff, you want to go STD?
Well, getting STD, earning an STD is fun. Yes.
Yeah, basically, they did a survey and found out who's getting STDs. And a lot of them, believe it or not, are in more, what I would consider to be more rural states. Not really rural, but states that don't have the biggest cities. So you'd think like if you're in New York City, maybe you get an STD or whatever, but that is not the case.
Sounds like somebody did try it in a small town.
Yeah, well, Jeff, so think about it this way. No, there's no New York. There's no California. Believe it or not, there's no Florida. There's no Texas. So as far as the bigger populations of states are concerned, none of those are in this list. So these are 10 states with the highest STD rates. What is your first guess, Jeff, on your guess is as good as mine?
Well, what happens here stays here. Let's go with Nevada, Las Vegas.
Nevada is not a bad guess at all. Yeah. You got to go where the people are not.
How about Ohio?
I'm
a lot of colleges.
You got to go where the people are not.
Mississippi.
I'm thinking somewhere like Utah.
Sorry.
I don't know if it's on there, but I'm
going to take offense to Ohio. That's where I'm from, but let's go with somewhere where it's maybe a little less educated. Let's start with Mississippi.
Number 1.
All right.
1,266 cases per 100,000 people.
I better text my nephew.
I've hit that Powerball lottery.
He went to Ole Miss.
He goes to Ole Miss.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you're swinging at the right fence there, Jeff.
All right, let's go with Bourbon Street. Let's go with Louisiana.
Number 2. 1,160 cases per 100,000 people. You got 1 and 2, Jeff. Nice work. I think you're fishing in the right pond, so to speak.
Let's go with maybe a population with fewer teeth. Let's go Arkansas.
Arkansas is number 8.
Jesus.
I always pick Arkansas for bad stuff.
942 per 100,000 people. Again, you brought the right woman to the dance. You're in the right ballroom.
Let's go. Georgia. How about Georgia?
How about number 7 on the list? You're still swimming in the right pond.
At what point do these bad lists do we just say the SEC conference?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. These are the states with the highest STD rates.
Do they have a good college football team?
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe Oklahoma? I'm just throwing a suggestion.
Alabama, number 6.
Yep.
989 per 100,000. Okay, we are done for the most part with the South. There's 1 state left in the South, and then from there, there's 2. I'm sorry, there's 2 technically, and then there's 1 in the Midwest and 1 on the West. Well, Mountain Zone.
Ooh, Midwest.
Hey, Jeff, I'll give you a hint. Steve's parents just moved to this state.
Oh, boy. I'll let him know.
Ooh, I don't know. Let's go with Pennsylvania, though. I feel like the Quakers might get down.
Nah.
Philadelphia and Pittsburgh kind of take care of the
That's
big
just the
cities.
Ohio.
I can give you one. New Mexico. That's where my parents just
New
moved.
Mexico.
Yeah.
All right, number 9. There you go. That's a gimme, but who's going to guess New Mexico after all that?
I would not
After
have
you go
guessed New
Alabama,
Mexico.
Mississippi, Georgia, then New Mexico.
Maybe Missouri?
Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma.
I'll give you another hint, Jeff. It is a very remote state.
Ooh, Wyoming.
Alaska.
Number 3. Ooh, there you go.
That would be very remote.
So far, the 10 states with the highest STDs. You're right with number 1, Mississippi. Number 2, Louisiana. Number 3, Alaska. Number 6, Alabama. 7, Georgia. 8, Arkansas. And 9, New Mexico. Not bad, dude. You've got 7 out of 10. 1 strike remaining. I will give you a clue. The last 3 states either go north or south in their name.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Carolinas.
South
Carolina's number 4.
Yeah, if I had to guess between North and South Carolina, I would go South Carolina. As far as STDs.
I need to
Then North
send a
and South
message to my
Dakota.
niece.
And
North. What are our options?
Dakota?
North Dakota, North Carolina.
North Carolina, number
North
10.
Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina's on
You got
there.
one more. Still goes north or south, brother.
That makes it easy.
It's between 1 and 2.
Oh, it's still North and South.
South Dakota, man.
Yeah.
Or north.
Or north.
Oh, damn it, right.
Just say Dakota.
Dakota.
Dakota, final answer. North or south?
Dakota. I thought it was one state.
No, it's 2.
We'll go south.
You win.
Hey!
You ran the table.
There you go.
States with the 10 highest STD rates. Number 10, North Carolina. Number 9, New Mexico. Arkansas at 8. Georgia at 7. 6 is Alabama. South Dakota at 5. 4, South Carolina. Alaska at 3. 2, Louisiana. And the highest rate of STDs in the United States, that would be Mississippi.
Congratulations, Mississippi.
There you go. Very good. There's your guess. Is as good as mine. Coming up, we'll drink and toast with the shot of the day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo Stove Fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Getting older means a world of change, but some things still stay the same, like being at risk for type 1 diabetes, because type 1 can happen at any age. So screen it like you mean it. If just one person in your family has type 1, you're up to 15 times more likely to get it too. And 50% of type 1 diagnoses happen after the age of 18. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 diabetes starts long before you need insulin, and one blood test could help you spot it early and lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis, known as DKA. So don't get caught by surprise. Screen it like you mean it, because getting answers now can help you get prepared. The more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Talk to a doctor about how to get screened. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com, and screen it like you mean it.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1, it's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2, your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3, Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card, tap for transit, and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, Dakota, just minutes. We'll drink and tell us for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, Apple is trying to push out a software update after iPhone users say the latest iOS makes their phone overheat.
Yeah, I'd read something.
I heard about
that.
that. Yeah. I'm sitting here comfortable with my Samsung. Just going to say that. The new Chrysler Pacifica have answered the call of many a woman. There is now a compartment under the dash for your purse.
I can't believe it took them this long.
For real.
Because every time I get in the car, it sits on that middle console, right?
Exactly.
Where you would and it drapes over the cup holders and everything else. And
right.
It's like, right,
It's
guys,
just in the way. Like, they prefer to have nobody in the passenger seat. That way they can just put it there.
Right. That's the other place.
But when it's not there, you kind of like at least a hook underneath there or just somewhere to put it. So
Something.
There it is.
Like, my wife gets excited. Anytime I go to a bar and they have hooks under the bar, which I never noticed.
That's a nice touch at bars.
I never noticed it as a guy because there's nothing I have where I'd think to look for it. But my wife will always tell me, I like this joint. They got the hooks underneath, and she hangs up her purse.
Nice.
You could do that for your jackets, too.
I could, but my feet are right there.
All right. I mean, I would just say that's what I use them for.
Well, that's you. You're fancy.
I'd do it for my hat, but then I forget my hat.
That would be my issue.
Yes.
I don't mind wearing it at the bar. I feel like if I'm sitting at a table, I'm more apt to take it off.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, more than at the bar. Right, it's a bar. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You go in there naked, I don't care.
I care.
I know my bartenders do, but I'm saying I don't.
I'm here to have fun.
There's a new dating app called Match that hooks you up with people based on their facial features.
Isn't that how most people determine?
Yeah, and that's...
But I want to date people with better facial features than me.
Right.
Well, it's not based on your facial features, dude.
Oh.
It's based on the ones that you're attracted to.
Oh.
But that's just one of many things that we're all attracted to. It's unexplainable. Or is it?
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
10 traits people find attractive, according to science. Does the science you are referencing involve experiments where alcohol is a variable? Are we talking a 2 at 10 and when last call rolls around it's starting to look more like a 10 at 2? Look, I'll bite. I'm no catch. But if you buy me a whiskey, we can see what happens. How you doing?
Jesus. So this is according to science, the traits that people find attractive. The last two here are kind of somewhat related, but they go with a good credit score there at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, I was going to say money, but I thought I was saying it as a joke. Never mind.
Right. And then the next one above that is financial responsibility. So they kind of go hand in hand there.
It is tough sometimes, too. It's like when you start dating people, like, it's not, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, in this day and age, there's a lot of different jobs.
Sure.
So sometimes you just don't know if people actually have, like, because a lot of people look like they have money, but then you realize they're just in debt to their eyeballs.
Sure.
Right. And it's like, oh, Christ. Like, I'm not the best with money, but I don't have debt. So I don't want to take on 100 G's of debt.
Right. According to a study conducted by Discover and Match Media Group, 69% of the 2,000 people that were questioned in this survey find financial responsibility to be either very or extremely important when choosing a partner to date, placing it ahead of sense of humor and physical attractiveness, which makes sense on a handful of different levels. If you're looking for a long-term relationship, this is somebody that you're going to be hopefully spending the rest, if not a very good chunk of your life together, so you should at least be on track with your ability to take care of each other.
You should be on track, but when you say it's more important than the other things, which is fine. That's just you, but you go, all right, then what you're looking for essentially is your sugar daddy or sugar mama.
Sure.
Which is, and look, they should be financially responsible because everyone should be. But if that outweighs everything else, like, okay, you're looking for something different.
Right.
That's right. I do believe it's very important, but that's not my top pick.
Being nice shows up on the
it's just pretty funny, and I have a 401k.
There you go.
Because here's the thing. I could make very little money and be financially responsible, right? I'm still not in debt. I pay my rent on time. I do all this stuff. I bet you I'm not quite. I bet you somehow it's a little different in that moment.
Sure.
Right?
Being nice comes up on the list. A study concluded that what our parents have been telling us for years was right. Just be nice. The study included 3 groups of people, 120 in all, made up of males and females, rating the attractiveness of pictures of 60 strangers with neutral facial expressions. Weeks later, the same people saw the same pictures through though the research changed the groups up a bit. One group would read positive attributes written about each person in the picture, and the other would see the negative ones. There was a control group that again had no attributes accompanying the pictures, and during the initial round, when none of the groups saw any personality descriptions, there was a similar consensus over which subjects were most attractive.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right, It makes sense. People like nice people.
We generally, at least nice to us.
Right. Socializing in groups. Again, these are traits that people find attractive according to science. One study from 2014 showed that people look more attractive when they're seen socializing in a group. Though there's only theories as to why this happens, the study's author gave a convincing explanation. It likely has to do with our brains scanning the faces of all the people in the group and finding a quote, average attractiveness among the combined members. According to the author, that means that taken as individuals, people might not be found as attractive as they are when in a group. This is because each member's face tends to be skewed towards the overall average attractiveness of the combined members, and the study found similar results in groups of all men, all women, and a mix of both.
Yeah, that's why, you got to have different sets of friends, right?
Sure.
You have your buddies, you have, guys you watch football with, but, if you're going to go to a club or Vegas, you got to call up those friends.
Right. These are my going out friends.
Yeah, right. These are my fancy friends. Sorry, man. I'm ugly enough. I can't hang out with you in Vegas.
These are my peacocking friends.
Yeah, I want to get into that club.
I can't do it on my own.
Right, so they're all hot enough that it brings me up.
Oh, God. Walking around Vegas this last time, dude, we finally stayed the weekend. We never do because it's more expensive, but we finally did.
Yeah.
And walking around, there's a handful of clubs where I saw the lines, and I'm looking at the line like, I would never get into this place. I'm screwed.
Mike, I've told this story before, but me and my buddy went down to watch UFC fight over July 4th weekend.
All right.
So the town, Vegas is packed.
Yeah, of course.
I got a great deal on a suite at the Venetian from Vegas.com, honestly.
Nice.
But there's this awesome club there, Tao. You probably heard of it.
That's the
women
one that I
in
was looking at.
champagne
Yeah.
glasses. And as I'm checking in, the guy goes, since you have a suite, you can just get access in there. I said, cool. Me and my buddy show up. It's 1 a.m. The bouncer, as we're walking up, he's like, nah. Club's already, I guess it was 2 a.m. Club's already closed. Nobody else getting in. Some people are getting in. And I'm like, I'm staying in a suite. Pulls back the red thing. He's like, 3rd floor.
All right.
It was insanity. Wow. It was unreal. Seriously, it's like the movies. There's girls swimming in giant champagne flutes.
Oh, my
There's
God.
people from all over. One of the hottest women I've ever seen in my life kept trying to dance with me. She was so hot, I was convinced it was a setup, so I wouldn't dance with her. Somebody offered to buy me a drink. I said, I'm good, brother. I buy my own drinks. That pissed them off.
The Brazilian dudes?
Yeah. There was a lot of action in there.
All right.
Oh, they were very offended.
Now,
really?
When
Yes.
you said I have a suite, did they ask for proof?
Well, yeah, I had my key.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how you prove it.
Yeah.
That'd also be my buddy.
I'm just saying, if you didn't ask,
And we were up there for maybe 20 minutes.
Sure.
And then as we're walking out, it's funny, naturally, we had drinks. So we just start chugging them. And I remember the guy being like, no, it's a hotel. You can walk around.
Oh, right.
You're in Vegas, dude. Just take it.
And we're like, sorry.
Traits that people find attractive according to science. Good news. Having a beard.
Yeah. All right.
It says one study of 8,520 women showed that they viewed heavy stubble as the most attractive when compared to clean-shaven or heavily bearded men. In particular, these men were viewed as most attractive for short-term relationships.
That's why they do that.
There's good news for men with thicker beards, too, as they got higher ratings for potential long-term relationships.
There's a reason. If you take the time to manicure your stubble, clearly you're out for the good time in the moment.
Absolutely.
Right? And when you start looking like us, you go like, oh, long-term.
Right.
Clearly, I have quit.
Oh, he's comfortable.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, I get that.
I will say it has been a while since I've been to a barbershop and had my beard trimming. It feels so much better.
Yeah.
Trying to do it at home, just in cutting it.
I have never actually gone in and got my beard trimmed.
All right.
I've wanted to. I've never known who to go to. Now I do. But I've never taken the time to sit down, but I'm sure they could actually do a lot.
I'll go back in a couple weeks. We'll make a day of it, Mike.
Let's do it, man. I'm in.
I know my girl Joey always wants to trim my, quote, split ends on the beard.
Yeah.
I believe that's where we're going.
Like,
Got it right. That's where we're all going.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike and Ted, having a day. Getting beard trims, and then I'll treat you to a rosé.
They have them at the shop, bro.
They probably do.
You just asked for one with your haircut.
Thank you.
Chin.
Do they do our feet too, Ted?
No, we gotta go separate spots.
Different. Damn it.
Owning a pet comes in. We've all heard the anecdotes that people with pets seem more attractive than those without, but one study sought to find proof. In the study, a subject was asked to approach 240 women to ask for their number, but half the time he would be accompanied by a dog and half the time that he'd be alone. When he was with the dog, 3 times as many numbers as he did without it.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of proves you can actually watch after, take care of something, and keep it alive.
Sure.
And that you care about something. That's why I was like, man, I'm going to open a company called Rent a Puppy. Like, look, man, you don't actually own it, but when you want to pick up chicks, rent this puppy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? This is my fuzzy little friend. You'll get more numbers than you know what to do.
Well, and I wonder if it's less intimidating, if you will, a guy with a dog, because now he's got to keep on going on the walk. He's got to get his dog out there. Dog's got to go use the bathroom. So like, this is just a quick little mind if I get your number and then leave sort of a situation. I wonder if it's a softer view of.
I mean, I still think though it's just the responsibility that you've accepted. I think that goes a long way.
Also, the type of dog I would imagine has something to do with that.
Yeah, I can think if it's a Doberman, probably not as good.
Right. But I tell you what, man.
The bigger you are as a dude, get a smaller dog.
You
right.
bet.
So if you're 6'6", 320, get a Chihuahua. You get any number you want.
But I told you, like the one girl I dated had that little Papillon.
Yeah.
There was people in my building that never talked to me. But once I started walking that little dog, they were super chatty.
You bet.
But only to the dog around here.
Right.
What's your dog's name? How about mine?
I know.
I'm going to let you borrow the Brillo pad, Ted. That is a ladies' man.
Oh, me and him would tear up this city.
I have no interest in your name, just your dog. Okay, then.
Believe it or not, the pitch of your voice comes in at number 2. According to one study, women with high-pitched voices give off the impression of youth and even appear thinner to men, which is odd, but increasing their attraction to them. The same study also showed that men with a deeper voice appeared more masculine and attractive to women.
Because of my big testicles.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody knows that much.
It's just these big testes.
I can't do anything about it, man.
High-pitched is one thing. There used to be somebody around here, not in our office, that talked in like baby voice. She was like my age. It drove me up a wall.
Yeah.
But it ended after the pandemic.
What do you know?
Yeah.
Ta-da. But then the number one trait that people find attractive, according to science, you all know it, you love it. It's that sense of humor. According to one study, women are more attracted to partners with a good sense of humor. One researcher theorizes that this has to do with the sense of humor being an indication of higher intelligence. Since these are inheritable traits, women may be genetically predisposed to seek these qualities out and pass them on to their offspring. The same study indicated that while men list a sense of humor as important, they don't see it funnier people as a more desirable thing overall.
Okay. So, guys, buy a joke book, memorize like 20 of them.
There you go.
Go to town with your puppy.
Get funny.
Yeah.
A city in Iowa has finally found the arsonist responsible for several fires in the area, and the culprit is shocking.
Who is the shocking culprit?
I will tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming at 5:50. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This at 206-803-ROCK.
Therapy is known to be extremely helpful. But have you ever tried eavesdropping on someone else's problems? Listen to the new podcast, Say More with Dr. Sheila, starring Amy Poehler as the world-renowned self-proclaimed couples therapist.
You know, it's funny, as I was making the appointment to come today.
I'm sorry, I made the appointment.
I made the
I booked the appointment.
Listen to Say More with Dr. Sheila on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
O'Reilly. When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a click away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts, tools, accessories, and supplies quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store, or you can have your parts delivered right to your door with free shipping on most orders over $35. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Let's face it, most people aren't making massive turkey feasts on the regular. And after 364 days of not thinking about it, it can be hard to get that bird just right. That's where Instacart, the holiday rescue app, comes in. From getting all the ingredients to prep a full seasonal spread to getting last-minute swaps in a turkey emergency, Instacart has everything a holiday host needs to save face and save dinner. And right now, if you download Instacart, you'll get free delivery on your first 3 orders and delivery in as fast as 1 hour. Offer valid for a limited time. $10 minimum per order. Additional terms apply.
Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention LOVE20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
Hey, it's Mike Hawk. Want more Men's Room content? Follow the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app and check out my live stream, A Moment with Mike Hawk and Nothing in Particular with Steve the Thrill Hill. Going live Thursdays and Fridays at 1 exclusively on the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app.
Have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Big time it is. As usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we chose Steve Thorne. Now, you might not know who Steve Thorne is, but the police sure do. The police were called to his home after neighbors believed that someone was being tortured in his home. And the giveaway was the blood-curdling screams coupled with the begging for mercy. Now, as you'd imagine, the police, they had a swift response, and they showed up at Steve's door. They knocked on his door. Steve spoke to them through the intercom. And the police said, and I thought they were very casual about this, quote, neighbors have been calling and saying that someone's being tortured to death in here. I just find that a strange approach. You're not supposed to open your door now and just like, yeah, we're hearing calls.
I heard about some torture?
Yeah. And Steve explained that, well, he's a sound editor, and his current project is the new Saw movie. So, yeah, It's going to sound a little bit like people being tortured to death. Incidentally, the scene that he was editing, spoiler alert, but the scene that he was editing when people were freaking out, involves a man having his eyeballs sucked out of his head. So that's the scene he's editing. Obviously, there's lots of screams. By the way, if you are into the Saw franchise, Mike, they said that this particular one is as good as the first or second one.
Okay.
Can they get any more brutal?
It wasn't about the brutality. They said this one apparently, and I'm not a big Saw guy, but they said it is brutal, but all the Saw movies are brutal, but this one gets back, I guess, to the essence of what the Saw movies are.
That's the big problem is that as the series has gone on, it has just gotten increasingly, it's just become gore porn. The first one was actually a very good movie with a really surprising twist at the end. So
all right.
It had kind of graphic scenes, if you will, but there wasn't near as much visual. It was more psychological and kind of inferred, as opposed to as it got later on, it was just like, no, we need to put these people in some horrible contraptions. And
well, just so you know, a man's eyeballs do get sucked out of his head, and he screams a lot, and that's what people were hearing. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola bitola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Thrill Hill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decision that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. All right, the phone lines have taken an S, so the three of you get to play a little Profile This, and we have three categories. We have interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. Hit me with your best shot, where you guess the unusual weapon that someone chose to use as a weapon. And finally, Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem.
Mike, random pick it, man. On you.
Animalize This, it shall be. A Florida man was feeding ducks and geese at a pond near his yard when suddenly all the birds flew away. Joseph Scaglione, he was confused, seeing no hawk in the area, but then he noticed another animal close by. He backed away toward the gate to his yard, but as he lifted his hand to shut the gate, the animal attacked. In a mauling that lasted several minutes, 74-year-old Scaglione received 41 bites on his legs, arms, and hands. But after he got away, the animal attacked a dog that was walking with a family in the neighborhood. Nearby residents eventually managed to trap the animal under a recycling bin, and a Palm Beach animal control officer was then able to capture it. The animal did, in fact, test positive for rabies, and it was euthanized. Now, Scaglione, he's being treated for rabies, and he'll see a hand surgeon to determine how bad the damage is. A police officer says that the dog is also being treated by a veterinarian. But what was the rabid critter that attacked Scaglione and the neighborhood dog? Which, by the way, sounds like a bad sports podcast. Scaglione and the dog. Exclusively on the Odyssey app. Scaglione and the dog. We're here to talk NFL football. What do you think, dog? Oh. Sorry to give away your trade secrets or your deep philosophical podcast, sir. Was it a raccoon? Was it a beaver? Was it an otter? Or was it a squirrel? Raccoon, beaver, otter, or squirrel? What rabid animal attacked the neighborhood dog in Scaglione?
I'm going beaver.
Beaver.
Are beavers ubiquitous throughout the United States?
I think so.
Maybe not the Southwest as much.
I don't know, but I think...
Miles, you ever seen a beaver in Florida?
I have not, but I'm assuming they live there based on all the water.
You ain't seen no Florida beaver.
And they got bears.
They do have bears, yeah.
Mike, what are you thinking? Are you not playing? You know the answer. Oh. Thought we were all playing. You picked a category. And Miles, you took what?
I took a beaver.
You took the beaver.
I did. I would. If it attacked me, I'd beat that beaver.
You know what, man? I think that's a wild-ass squirrel.
Wild squirrel.
Wild-ass squirrel.
Wild ass.
What was the rabid animal that attacked this guy? Raccoon, beaver, otter, or squirrel? We'll find out next.
Whoops. Oh. Yeah, that was the wrong button. My bad. Yeah.
That was a tease.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Categories analyzed this on profile. This Florida man now feeding the geese in his local pond there. All of a sudden, ducks, whatever, geese, birds, they all flew away.
Foul.
He was then attacked by an animal in the area. That animal happened to be rabid. What'd you say, bit him 70 times?
It bit him only 41 times.
41 times.
It's a lot of bites.
Was it a rabid raccoon, a rabid beaver, a rabid otter, or a rabid squirrel?
And that was the question, Ted. You went with...
Oh, come on.
The squirrel.
Squirrel.
Sorry. And Miles, you went with an old beaver, eh?
Yeah.
An old beaver, yeah. It was not a rabid squirrel, or it was, in fact, a rabid otter.
Huh.
This is the second rabid otter story that we've had in like 2 weeks.
Damn.
At different locations. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I think those otters just want you to think they're rabbits, so it takes away from the fact they're violent creatures.
Which is mean. Ain't nothing wrong with me.
Good times. Now for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right. A lot of exciting stuff going on. I was going to say, over the weekend, I definitely watched some college football, this and that. It was one of those Sundays that, frankly, I wasn't in the house a ton, but also the Seahawks weren't playing until Monday, so it
makes a difference in your Sunday.
Right, a little easier to go out and do stuff and not just be stuck to the screen there, but we'll see what happens. I know, the Pac-12 is still just rolling. Yeah. Now, we talked a little bit last week about Miss USA, Miss America, all that kind of stuff. So they just had the Miss USA pageant.
All right.
Okay? Now... what was your cousin's name?
Crystal Stewart.
Okay. So when she won, they said probably where she's from and then Crystal Stewart.
Yeah. The general thing.
So
this is Miss USA you're talking about.
This is Miss USA.
Crystal actually has a lot of responsibility currently running it. So I'm curious to know if this is good or...
Geez.
I mean, look, it doesn't matter to me.
Oh, we can start over if you want. I mean, we can do the
She's
whole
her own
segment.
person.
No.
Did she screw up?
I'm not going to say she screwed up, but... And generally, I wouldn't play audio from the Miss USA, but just keep in mind that Miss Utah has a name.
And now, Miss USA 2023 is Utah!
All right? Good.
Congratulations, Utah! Miss Utah, take your first walk as the new Miss USA! Ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing night! That's right, congratulations to all of our contestants and to our new Miss USA, Utah! Good night, everyone!
Utah! It's almost like an SNL skit.
Right, because they always say the woman's name at some point, and they just kept calling her Utah.
I mean, think about anything. You know, we're football fans. Your MVP of the Super Bowl, this year's MVP award goes to the quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. And look, these pageants mean nothing to me, but it means something to the people involved. And if they achieve whatever their goal is, give them the courtesy of their freaking name.
Right, and a lot of times in sports, right, like you refer, especially teammates and stuff, you refer to people by numbers.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, like if you watched Hard Knocks, they all just call Aaron Rodgers 8, right? Because he wears number 8, or 2-6 or whatever. But like when they come out of the tunnel,
they say,
you still announce his damn name.
Right.
I don't even care about Miss USA, and I'm pissed.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Utah! Let's say her name.
Yeah, actually, my cousin, I believe she actually runs the whole thing now, or is responsible for having it run.
Okay.
Because it was going to disappear, because I don't want to say it's worthless. There are people where it matters to them, but overwhelmingly it does not carry the weight that it used to, right? So she did a lot to make sure that it stuck around. And
that's awesome.
Good for her, man, right? Because it mattered to her, and she spent her life worrying about this kind of thing, and you go, cool, good on you. Have the decency to say their freaking name, because when they announced her, they said her name.
And traditionally, that's what the article was just saying. They're like, they always say the winner's name. They're like, that's why the audio, it's out there. It's like, look how it's kind of uncomfortable that they just, even at the end, Utah. You're right. That's the third time I've heard it today. It is a bit like an SNL skit. Like, did somebody forget? Did nobody? I don't know.
Nobody has the card. I'm
right.
Did
they not write her name on the card?
That's my guess. And if you really don't know what it is, just keep saying Utah.
Yeah, and she's walking around, like, I would have to imagine there's something in their ear, like, I don't know, it's the Miss USA pageant. Like, somebody could have snuck out from backstage and been like, it's Mike Hawk.
Right.
Instead of just being like,
Utah.
Washington.
Utah.
Utah. Now, listen, I mean, if this is Point Break and it was John and Utah's sister, I'd get it. Don't understand that one now. All right. First of all, we know in this day and age that Playboy, Penthouse, those kinds of things, like, it's just a tougher market.
Sure.
Because people, you got a little computer in your hand called your phone, and people can look up porn wherever. But
those guys have stopped distributing paper.
Correct.
So there's no magazine to pick up.
Right, and there's still, I forget sometimes, right? Or I don't know, but there's still, to me, there's something with the title of being, a Penthouse Pet or Playboy Centerfold or the Playboy Bunny of the Year.
Bunny. Come on, man.
Well, they're centerfolds, and then they can become bunnies.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
What do you have to do to become a bunny?
They could be the Playmate of the Year.
I know Playmate of the Year.
Bunny,
I always assumed if you were the centerfold, you were at least that month's Playboy Bunny, but that's not true.
No, the bunnies work at the club and stuff.
Oh, okay. All right.
Or they're at the parties.
I got you.
Trust me, there's a lot of Playboy bunnies that were never the centerfold.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started. So, I do not know this girl at all. Madison Chipman. So she was on Nickelodeon's Game Shakers from 2015 to 2019. She's 20 years old now, and she's making a ton of money from Playboy's digital platform, which is basically like their answers to OnlyFans.
All right.
All right. She's 20 years old. She says, quote, I'm reclaiming my power. I'm reclaiming my sexuality. I'm doing what makes me happy, and I have no issues posing in a bikini or a lingerie set. It's just me.
All right.
Now, to her credit, she also came out and said, look, I'm not doing nudity. And she, what else did she say? she was like, there's a lot of weird, there have been some weird requests in terms of fetishes and that kind of thing. I don't entertain those ones. I'm not comfortable. Basically, look, she wants to be a musician, a pop star. And to her credit, she's like, look, as people are like, well, it's a child star gone bad and this and that. And it's like, well, no, she's 20. Right? She's using her body. She's, like, look, I don't care if a girl, if you're over 18, you want to do nudity, whatever. But, like, she's not even doing nudity. And then she goes, look, I'm able to fully fund my music career, which is wonderful. I have my own house. I'm fully taken care of. I've got so much financial freedom. I truly wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for Playboy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know why anybody cares. Like, if it's not for you, don't get involved.
And also, like, I don't know. For some reason, when you hear Disney star, like, does this or that. Like, I think for Miley it was tougher, but it's like, you were a child star, but, like, also, like, you were on Nickelodeon. You know SpongeBob.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, sure, SpongeBob's downloaded a couple photos from Playboy.com in his day.
Sandy cheeks.
Right? Hey, Patrick, get over here. I got the new hotness.
Check it out, man.
So that's pretty cool. Or good for her. I'm like, all right, like, who cares, man? Like, go make some money. Yep. Did anybody this weekend watch any of the Toy Story, or have you seen highlights from the Toy Story football
seen
game?
Highlights.
Yes.
I did not. My wife watched it. I did not. And frankly, because it was on too early.
So, right. I could not get ESPN Plus to work, so I did not watch it. I have been watching highlights of it. So the whole idea, right, is that the game is just like on a rug in Andy's room. Andy's the kid that has all the toys in Toy Story. And basically, there's like little action figures that are playing in there. So like the Toy Story cast would pop in and out, and it's like, is it Omega Man or something? He's one of the toys. So he was doing like a halftime show. He's basically like, what you guys grew up with, like Evel Knievel doll.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah.
So like he's doing the halftime show, but I don't think, the coolest part is that it was live action. How that technology works, I'm not positive. There was a couple glitches.
Sure.
Like one guy on the Toy Story one got tackled, but he actually ran into the end zone for a touchdown. But I mean, it was happening. It wasn't like it was that far behind either, from what I understand.
That's what my wife was saying. She said it seemed like it was real time, and they had the animation up to do, mimic what was going on in real life.
Correct.
Which is nuts.
Yeah, and like, look, there's a lot of kids out there that are like me, right? You kind of get into sports by watching them, with family members or this or that or somebody, which still goes on. But I think it's really cool what they've done. The last few years you've had the
Nickelodeon sliming and all
the
that.
Nickelodeon playoff games, I think, were awesome.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 or 3 years ago around Christmas, they had the Muppets host a game and do like the halftime show. Like, I think that's cool. Like, anything you can get, like, more interest for your sport, especially with kids, and get them playing and get them having fun. Yes. Again, and look, I watched youth football this weekend. My buddy's daughter is a cheerleader for the Ballot. Shout out to Ballot Knights. That was a tough program you went up against this week, boys. But I'm still not sold on what age kids should be hitting. But I mean, like, look, I was sitting there watching. I don't have a kid on that team, and I was like, it's fun to watch. But seeing other little kids watch them get more excited, you're like, this is how it works. So I think the Toy Story stuff, or
that's cool.
or Nickelodeon, or having the Muppets be involved, go for it. And look, there's plenty of sports content, especially NFL in this country. So it's like if your game is in a slime zone, there's still a real version of it. But it doesn't matter. Which kind of brings me to my second point. I was getting all old man fired up last night looking at Twitter. Now listen, I get it. You don't listen to Taylor Swift. You don't care about her, right? And I fathom that. Did I go tailgate the concert? Yes. Was it awesome? Yes. Her fans couldn't have been nicer. They're pumped. She's the biggest star in the world. They explained what the bracelets are and everything else, but people seem really upset that the NFL, it's like, why do we need to see Taylor Swift and this and that in the booth? It's like, well, she's bringing attention to the game. Also, as Americans, we have gone on for decades talking about, and I'm not every American, that soccer sucks and tackle football is the best sport in the world. It's like, well, I could listen to you have that argument, but like, you got to be prepared. If you want it to be that sport, well, then the rest of the world's going to catch up and want to cash in and want to watch it and play it.
I don't understand, because I'm always like, are you a football fan or are you a distraction fan? Like, I like football. I unabashedly am a football fan. Taylor Swift means absolutely nothing to me one way or another, but I recognize who she is and what she represents. But I'm like, she doesn't coach. She doesn't play. she's not one of the commentators, which means you have zero influence for me. But like I said, I'm a football fan. I'm not sure what these other people call themselves. Like, you're distracted because someone else is talking about Taylor Swift being in a press box or whatever. If you get distracted from watching football that easily, then you're not the fan you think you are. And this is not a defense of Taylor Swift, but like, I don't care if it was freaking Nelson Mandela. I don't care who you... If you're not playing or coaching or commentating on the game or officiating, and I'll add that one in there, you mean it doesn't distract me anyway. I don't know why. And look, I know a lot of people don't like Taylor Swift. I don't like Taylor Swift. But I don't care if she's at a football game because I'm watching the game, man. I mean, that's what being a fan.
I think it's great. I think it's bringing more eyes. It is bringing more eyes. I mean, I retweeted a stat today that was talking about how many millions of people are watching these games just because Taylor Swift fans want to see her there. I will also say Carson Daly did a little segment where he kind of was explaining football to Swifties. And I saw people kind of going back and forth on that too. It's like, well, it's not like they don't understand football. Like, look, we don't know if they do or don't. I don't think that segment was designed to be insulting. Like, I kind of liked it. I mean, Mike was with me. I must have stopped and asked 10 to 15 women, like, what's the deal with the bracelets, this and that? And they would just explain how it works at the Taylor Swift show. So if you've never seen football, it's not a bad thing.
You never know when somebody's coming into the sport. And also, let's not pretend like they just said, hey, instead of watching this 2nd and 10, let's just stare at Taylor Swift for a second. She showed up a handful of times in between plays. Look, I get it. You're tired of seeing her, whatever, and you're tired of hype around it. But it's bringing a crazy amount of money into the league, like you're saying. Yeah, you saw.
Wait, Hugh Jackman was there. Wolverine.
Right. With Ryan Reynolds. You can't bro down more than that.
And Blake Lively.
Right.
But again, like, if you're a football fan, I cannot believe you could possibly be distracted from this wonderful sport because Taylor Swift is there. And if you are, stop calling yourself a fan. Like, get out of my face with that. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. I would also say, with the NBA, they always show you who's sitting courtside.
Always. It's part of their thing.
It never affects how the players play. Again, because they don't play, they don't coach, they don't comment, they don't officiate. They're just there. And the difference is, you see them no matter the camera angle because of where their seats are. Right? Yeah. I mean, they're courtside at mid-court, so you can't not see them. But Jack Nicholson's at every game. Spike Lee, doesn't matter. Who cares? If you like the sport, enjoy the sport. How can you be so easily distracted by something as inconsequential as who is there?
Right. And sports to me is still one of the good arenas where it's like, look, I played with plenty of dudes in different sports that we grew up, we had completely different backgrounds.
Sure.
But it doesn't matter because you're on that sports team together. There's plenty of Seahawks fans, and I'm sure if we talked about a lot of stuff, they wouldn't like me, I wouldn't like them. But it's like, right, we all agree that we're Hawks fans. And like for those 3.5 hours we're watching the games, let's talk about that.
Right.
And be like,
they show a commercial.
We got They basically started with boxing and then progressed on to UFC.
Boxing. They'll show you everybody that's there.
Every famous person that shows up for Vegas for, all these old classic fights, whether it's like Hearns and whoever. They'll
always show you who's there. And like I said, if you're a fan, it's impossible to be distracted from the sport that you claim to love that's happening in front of you. And you're so worried about Taylor Swift being like, bro, listen, you appreciate football. Do not call yourself a fan. That's insulting. But somebody here says, my neighbors and I turned into a drinking game. Every time Taylor Swift was shown on the screen, we took shots. We were effed up by the end of the game.
There was an ESPN reporter. I can't remember his name. I want to say he's at the Buffalo airport trying to get out.
All right.
So he starts tweeting, hey, this flight has gotten delayed yet again. And he puts out a picture of a bunch of people in the bar with him. And he's like, they're ordering shots every time they show Taylor Swift. Every third time, I'm buying the rounds.
Ooh.
So as I'm watching the game, I'm kind of paying attention to this. And it's like, got delayed again. Hope they show Taylor Swift. So it's like but they had to get off the plane because somebody puked.
Oh, no.
Other people were like tweeting him I'm actually on this flight. It's insanity. It's crazy. Jeez. I was just like,
if you could hold your liquor anywhere, you'd think Buffalo would be one of the top picks, right?
It would be, but I don't know how many times they showed her. Right. And you got to keep in mind, that game kicked off at 8:30 in Buffalo? So, if you've been at a game, you've already been boozing, then we just start throwing shots on top of it.
And she's actually enjoying the game. It's not like she's a bore up there. She's cheering along. She's hugging Mama Kelsey. She's throwing high fives and chest bumps. She's enjoying the game while she's watching.
The biggest flex all weekend was that Kelsey's mom got to sit with Jake from State Farm at the Eagles game.
I know.
The biggest flex.
That was the biggest flex.
I don't know. I was excited to see him. I'm like, get out of here.
We like Jake from State Farm almost as much as your mom loves the gecko.
I know.
All right, listen. I will tell you this: if you stay up a little bit later tonight, maybe you had a couple beverages. I don't know. The late night talk shows are back. They're breaking out some big time guests or whatever. I was gonna say Jimmy Fallon's got McConaughey and John Mayer. Oh, swoon. Kimmel's got Arnold Schwarzenegger on there. But the big thing, I'm sure if you can hear my voice, you're probably watching it too. Hawks, Monday Night Football, taking on the Giants. Let's go Hawks.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. St. Louis woman takes her husband for a 5-mile drive while he was on the hood of her car. Meanwhile, a drunk Wisconsin woman smashes into 4 cars and then continues on to the barn. Iowa fireman sets 13 fires, so he has something to do. Nebraska man makes local diner now a drive-through. And a motorist is fined after video shows his dog driving his car. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
Right at top, sir, we got to Iowa, where a months-long question has finally been answered. The city's been dealing with a string of fires that local authorities believe to be intentional. After investigating each incident for months, they found the culprit to be none other than one of the local firemen. The man had been working on the team for roughly 6 years and is believed to have been setting fires in the area, then acting as a member of the team responsible for putting them out. He now faces several charges.
He's probably like, I'm so tired of getting kids' heads out of railings.
Right.
And rescuing your kitten and everything that's not a fire. And you call us for every damn thing. You got your penis stuck in something, you called the fire department.
Right.
I want a fire, damn it.
Got it. Took this job to get into heat.
It was like part of the plot of Backdraft, spoiler alert.
Oh.
But
30-year-old movie. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Might be older than that. But I don't think that's that unheard of.
It's not.
That a fireman were setting fires so they could go fight them.
You bet, dude. You bet. In other news, we go to Missouri, where an argument got a little out of hand. Officers allege that a woman and her husband were arguing out in public when she decided to put an end to the fight by simply getting into her car and driving away. Not wanting to let her off that easy, the husband at one point ended up on the hood of the vehicle, presumably to keep her in the area until the fight was resolved.
The vehicle.
Undeterred, yes. The woman continued to drive away from the scene, now with her husband clinging to the hood. This went on for roughly 5 miles before she finally yielded to officers who witnessed the car drive by with the man on the hood. She's now facing charges.
You have just ruined me. Was she driving recklessly? Clinging to the hood.
Oh, no.
At least you know she got there.
Right.
Oh, my God.
It must have been 5 miles.
The hood is often the most important part of driving.
It is
driving, Mike.
Yes.
Driving.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you bet, dude. You want to make sure you know where the hood's at while you're driving.
Clinging to it.
There was a time they used to call me the mechanic.
I've lifted a hood or two in my day.
He's under there a lot, man.
Yeah.
Take a look under the hood.
Yeah, what we got going on there?
You been the gynecologist saying that. Now let's take a look under the hood.
No.
Oh, my bad. I apologize. I did not mean it like that.
Well, the comments that we heard from Miles earlier today on what doctors have said, I wouldn't be shocked if there is a gynecologist out there that just made that joke.
How many steps did you get in today? I better check under
the hood there. There we go. Criminy. Over in Wisconsin, a woman is facing charges for hitting it a little too hard. Quite literally, actually. She was the driver responsible for a crash in the area, which 4 cars were involved through chain reaction hits. Wanting to document the incident, one of the drivers came out of his car, wielding his phone, which he trained on the woman, who was stumbling out of her car, visibly impaired. But where would she be going at a time like this? You're right. Straight into a nearby gas station where she's reaching into one of the coolers and grabbed herself a Smirnoff Ice.
Oh, I read a hard seltzer. I didn't know it was a Smirnoff Ice.
Nah, she iced herself.
Classy, Ted.
She is. She's a classy young lady that went in there and iced herself. Let's see here. Police arrived just as she was finishing the beverage and she collapsed in the nearby grassy area. She was apprehended and treated for minor injuries and then arrested.
I mean, I imagine her defense is going to be that one Smirnoff Ice got me drunk.
right?
Yeah.
But it's like, man,
that'll be her defense. Yes.
Right, like you passed out. Like people saw you get out of the car. That's going to
She
be a
didn't
hard
even
one.
pay for the doggone thing. She stumbled out of there just chugging. She's like, I was going back from a wall.
Oh, I can guarantee you she's hammered, and that was her thought process. Like, if I just chug this, they won't, you know what I mean?
Totally, this is going to be this thing's fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
Don't do that to Smirnoff Ice.
Slurring on the Smirnoff. Men's Room Sports. In case you haven't heard, Monday Night Football features your Seattle Seahawks in New Jersey taking on the Jersey Giants. New York Giants. That's over on Channel 4 and ESPN. You can check out the Manning Cast on ESPN too. Also, if hockey's your tip, a little bit of cracking preseason hockey. Edmonton is here in Seattle. That's over on Root Sports here tonight. And that, ladies and gentlemen, what?
Also a great chance to see the best player in hockey, Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid, yeah.
Yeah.
Alongside the best team in the league, the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah.
Let's go get them, boys.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. Let's get her done. With that, my Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you next time. Taryn Daly's in. We'll sit and spin, and of course, we'll drink and toast with the shot of the day.
Damn right we will, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch for 180 seconds or so. So until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
Getting older means a world of change, but some things still stay the same, like being at risk for type 1 diabetes, because type 1 can happen at any age. So screen it like you mean it. If just one person in your family has type 1, you're up to 15 times more likely to get it too. And 50% of type 1 diagnoses happen after the age of 18. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 diabetes starts long before you need insulin, and one blood test could help you spot it early and lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis, known as DKA. So don't get caught by surprise. Screen it like you mean it, because getting answers now can help you get prepared. The more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Talk to a doctor about how to get screened. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com, and screen it like you mean it.
Therapy is known to be extremely helpful. But have you ever tried eavesdropping on someone else's problems? Listen to the new podcast, Say More with Dr. Sheila, starring Amy Poehler as the world-renowned self-proclaimed couples therapist.
You know, it's funny, as I was making the appointment to come today.
I'm sorry, I made the appointment.
I
booked the appointment.
Listen to Say More with Dr. Sheila on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1, it's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2, your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3, Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card, tap for transit, and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.